when we last played our roles, holy shit, there was so much fucking corn.
We were up to our ears in it.
Oh, you already used that one though.
Yeah, but that
I'm
wasn't in
walking.
the recording.
I'm walking.
Oh.
I'm starting my session, guys. Bye. I'll see you later.
Anyways. Fucking my brain.
I've had it with this goddamn corn in my goddamn campaign.
You disgust me.
That's what I'm here for.
The party reunited and had philosophical discussions about corn and are on their way to Amalga with word that Goldfree will be in tow once he can arrive.
The disappointment.
The more so the oh my god, what the fuck am I doing? Other music, ambience, something. Let's go with that.
Something dark side.
Okay, so knowing that you guys are at the border to Amalga, and after having rested up for the evening near the guard shack in this region, I believe you guys, I gave you a determination of, do you want to essentially go through the farmlands or follow the roads? And I believe you guys chose farmlands to try to be as straight of a route as possible.
That
do
sounds
not
like
recall,
us.
though.
Yeah, 'cause
It was
we're not-
so that way we wouldn't be seen if
Well,
people
do
were
we not?
tracking us.
Exactly.
I know, I forget.
Yeah, there was a bit of paranoia regarding if the Sultans of Swinland have any more eyes or ears that are already down here versus what you were able to shake when you left their hideout.
Right. So
I
do
would,
you- aren't we
Put money
still
on that.
going, at least appearing going according to their plan at this particular point?
Yes.
I think we should be fine until we get into the meat of it. In theory.
All right. So, since you guys want to be stealthy from potential prying eyes that you suspect could be around you, I want everybody to give me some stealth checks as you're going through the cornfields and
Bob.
other fields. The corn doesn't last too long. We're getting
Bob.
away from the corn.
That's
Rusty,
probably for the
you
best.
have advantage on that, don't you? Because you got that my fancy cape.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
And who has
Bobby,
who
did you
has
add
my
a
fancy
standard
shoes?
healing potion
Did I give
roll?
my shoes to somebody?
Oh,
I did not, I believe, because that would only apply to your sheet and it'd be a pain. So, but a standard healing potion is just 2d4 plus 2 anyways.
Interesting. It's in my attacks.
Well, maybe I did that a long time ago and forgot. I don't know. I did not do
Stealth
anything to
check.
any character sheets between sessions. I barely did a map. All right, Oren, what about you? How stealthy are
sorry.
you?
I'm sorry,
Don't
I'm
you
just
get
trying to.
advantage too because
yep.
you're.
Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out is if I gave my sneaky shoes to somebody or if I still have them.
I believe you. I believe you still had them. You almost gave them away, but because of Rusty and Mott, actually, yeah, no, I think you did give them to Mott because you were going on the mega rapid journey, and then they were sneaking their way along.
are they
down
boots
south.
of Elvenkind?
Yes.
Yeah, there it is. I was looking through my items as you were saying it.
Yeah, that gives you stealth on sound.
Ooh.
So either
Do I roll again for
you
advantage?
can either
or-
roll again, or you guys can say that Oren took them back. Either way.
I would say he still has them, but hold on, let me actually do my fucking roll now.
All right, yeah. So Mott, do one more stealth roll, and Oren just do a
Okey-dokey.
straight roll.
Stealth.
That's a little bit better. A little. I mean.
Oof.
Ooh.
I got all this, like
Still better
metallic.
than my first
Yeah,
roll.
I got all this metallic equipment, and I'm like, it's bumping into the corn,
Yep. All right, so
Brushing past, you got to pick it out of the bells.
22, 14, 13, 8. All right. One of the guards at the post behind you. Hey, the road's over there. Just don't steal any. As you guys venture on through the fields.
Wonder if I can make some
And
ethanol.
they will never know that we stole any.
Anyways, do you swipe any?
No, I
Okay.
don't eat.
All right. So venturing along, you guys pass that. You come out of the cornfields, and it's actually right near a farmer's house. They're around the side of the building, seemingly working on a small repair to the building at the moment. And you guys are going to just continue along your way without even being seen within his fields. And yeah. So as you guys head further and further south, it's rather sparse. It's basically just farmland upon farmland upon farmland. Occasionally there's a bit of ranch area, and there's a little bit groups of various animals like horses, a few pigs, mostly a bunch of cows, and yeah, so you guys keep venturing south through various people's properties, and after a while, you do eventually see a lot more densely structured buildings, as well as in the distance past those buildings, there's a bit of it's a blend between a short castle, and it's essentially a bit more like a fort in its design, with a few walls, and you can see it up above with a bit of a cliff edge underneath it, behind the city in front of it. Based off of the nature of all these people out here, it doesn't seem like they're much of like a city folk. They just happen to have like a big trade hub between all the in the center of the kingdom. So, any plans for approaching the more populated areas?
Well, forget. Did we disguise ourselves in any way before this?
I don't think so.
I have a hat.
True. He does have a hat.
I have a bear costume.
Who was I last morphed into? I feel like we should be somewhat incognito, just because we don't know if there's agents in the city. So that being said, was I turned into Hoopa last?
I believe you were Hoop,
Okay.
because you knew that guy's was up.
Right.
Before.
Oh wait, yeah, no, wait. We didn't go back to Numasara. We went.
Yeah, you headed dead south.
Right. So I think I was actually Mott, because I was in front of the the boss of this
Sorry, one moment.
Sultans. What happened?
Well, weren't you Jakins, because that's what you appeared as for
Yeah, I was gonna say, I remember you,
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
You're
about
right. I didn't make any
Many
note of that.
species of mud.
It's Cannonball Jenkins.
that. Okay. And that's fitting into the farming area. Kinda. Anyways, yeah. Oh, for
Alright, fuck it, I'll just stay as is then.
for your Jenkins disguise, do you have your fishing pole out or no?
Yes.
Okay.
Why does it
pull that
sound
fishing
bad?
pole from?
What, Rusty?
Where does he pull that fishing pole from?
Don't worry about it.
Bag of holding. There's two of them. It's from one of them. Anyways,
It's the sphincter of holding.
Oh god.
You disgust me.
Remind me not to touch anything he hands me.
Well, you're never getting those boots back.
Oh my god.
Anyways, yeah. So as you guys are headed into town, you see a straddly, hooded individual that is essentially like asking around, trying to get, the attention of a few passersby, but seems to be a bit incoherent. Then seems to take a look at your group, and he goes, "Oh, wait, are you adventurous?"
Yes.
"Oh, please, the gods won't help me. That there's a gold dragon that's taken my friends just to the north of the city. It's
I'm
a
sorry,
small
can you
one.
say that again? What is attacking your city?
No, not the city. Just to the northwest, there was a gold dragon that that took my friend."
Are you
Wait,
saying
what-
gold
I
dragon,
just
my friend?
I kind of like lean over to Rusty. I'm like, why is he saying it like that?
I don't know.
So
I messaged the other guys.
Little human things.
I send messages to the group with a
Mhm.
cantrip and say, I think this is some kind of diversion.
Sure.
He says the
Yeah,
guards don't believe him, and he's looking for help.
Can I do an insight check?
Yes, please.
Oh, I'd like to do one as well.
Anybody who
join
wants
them.
to can.
Oh
I'm gonna make
boy,
an
free
intelligence
insight.
check really quick for my character.
Oh god.
Insight. Oh, there it is.
You're gonna do what now?
Intelligence check.
Come on, one of you fail, please. Yes.
No, that's for me. I choose not to roll.
Also, that's an intelligence check, not an insight check.
Yes,
Damn it!
I did
Roll
that
again.
for my sake. Should I roll an insight check?
Yeah, just do it.
Yeah.
Just for fun.
Okay. 11.
Hey.
Okay, damn it, you all passed.
I was gonna say, so I was like, as soon as you said yes, one of you was. As soon as you said one of you fail, and then he got a 9 versus Jake's 10, I was like, oh,
Yes.
that's the number to beat.
Very
Yeah.
perceptive here.
So yeah. When he says gold dragon, that's pretty familiar. Wait a minute. Goldfree was able to polymorph into a humanoid type being for the meetings in the building. And he's supposed to be on his way here.
That was literally my thought. That was literally my thought process. It's just like gold dragon. We know it. It's like we know a gold dragon or
Well, the only
dragon-ass
thing I could-
person.
The only thing what I heard was doll dragon, which was why I was confused.
Ah, sorry.
The plastic one.
Yes.
But yeah,
At least
so
it's not a mercury dragon.
Did the dragon have a name?
it was a little thing that just swooped down and
Who was your friend? What was his name? What do he look like? Might help.
the friend is Susie. She helps me out with a lot of things.
What kind of things?
For special kind of things.
Can I make another insight check? Or a
Please do.
perception? Damn it!
Inside his
You
personal
can do either
life.
insight or a history check.
Oh god.
Oh, well, see, now I'm torn because I got a good 18 on that, but I have a much higher history score.
Hang on, I gotta plug my thing and I'll be right back.
No worries. All right. So, Orin, wait a minute. Goldfree had an assistant named Susie.
It's like, it's like stopping to think, and I'm like, do I say anything?
I mean,
or-
we might as well check things out.
I was gonna say,
most of the group is pretty competent. As
yeah, I was gonna say
uh,
at this point, I'll be like, it's like I stop and I'll be like, I'm like, okay, pal, we'll take a look into it, but we gotta go this way first. But we'll look into it. I promise.
Ah, but they were just carried off. They might still be alive. You gotta come.
I
please
don't
now.
So call. I can't call it a strain. My gut is almost never wrong on these things. Based on what you're telling me, I have a strange, very strange feeling that your friend is probably going to be fine. This is in that it's a straight. It's I don't know how to explain this. Again, it's just
Give me 1 second.
call it a gut instinct.
Plus that.
And I'm not bullshitting him here. It's
Oh, yeah, no.
technically a gut instinct.
He's calculating damage.
His hand clasps gently on your shoulder, and then he gives a squeeze, and it doesn't hurt you, but holy shit, he is stronger than he appears. Please come with me now. As he's like, he gestures with his eyes to the right, and give me a perception check, Orin.
Perception check. Perception. Hold on, where the fuck's my perception button?
Right, I'm back.
With advantage, as he was pointing it out. I should
Okay.
say. This would be relatively easy. Let's look it up. And
Okay, that's better.
cool. Good, because the other two hooded individuals that are sitting at a table nearby that Mott would probably get a sinking
Fuck me.
feeling from. He's essentially pointed out two that are likely sultans just by a cafe that are waiting.
Yep.
Are they staring?
No, they're not staring directly at you guys.
I'm a Monopoly man right now, so they shouldn't even recognize me. So, but I'm like,
They,
I'm just
they
kinda,
seem
like,
to
look up-
be purposefully avoiding the man in front of you because of how crazy he's been acting lately.
Oh my.
Hold on.
Well-
So now, so this guy isn't with the two the two hooded boys on the side.
Does not appear to be.
Can I re-roll the insight to see if he is part of?
Well, I mean, it wouldn't really tell you. It's just more like a gut feeling with insight.
Yep.
Can I, based on his current feeling, could I do an insight to get an idea on whether or not
Yep.
he might be? I'm trying not to like bullshit the insight
Oh, yeah,
stat here.
I know.
You that can be a problem sometimes.
I know.
Oh, sorry, I did that. Well, okay, the first roll's a nat
I mean,
20, but
yeah,
I
Perfect.
accidentally
Nope,
did-
that's
so,
fine. But we'll count that. So yeah. He blinks, and you see golden eyes for a second.
gasp! It's Morse code. I'd be like, no, so
No,
like,
like the eyes shift
yeah,
golden, familiar.
no. I know. It's like, okay, you know what? Fine. We'll come with you, friend. And I go, come on, guys, let's give this
Thank you.
guy.
Susie, where are
give-
you?
let's-
And he just starts hobbling along.
And it's like, all right, come on, let's go, guys. We gotta go help this. Gotta help our friend here.
I'll whisper to Orin, "This is a very weird human."
I'm like, yes, but it's just sometimes you just gotta help people. And
So
we-
yeah, he ventures with you guys out of the city for about out of the outskirts of the town for about an hour into a bit of a wooded area to the northwest, an area that's likely used for essentially rotating through for lumber growth.
Okay. Could I
and-
do a perception to make sure we weren't followed?
Yep.
Let me just make sure. Okay, cool. It's on this
Wait,
time.
just to clarify, is Orin the only one that saw the shifty people?
Yes. He was the
Well,
only one
yeah.
that this person was able to tip off.
That's why I was being very that's why I was being very like, come on guys, let's go. Trust me, just let's go. Well, I didn't see shit.
No, you think you see shit.
No, it's like I think I didn't see shit.
Yep.
They're like, I would figure at some point. Should I? No, I mean it was an hour's journey, so I guess it would be kind of checking every now and again. But at some point
Yeah.
or another, I would probably ask Jacob, Mott to old man Jenkins to message me and give him the rundown and have him message it to everyone else.
Can do.
Well, also,
just-
as you guys are leaving the outskirts, there's not many people around, so if you just keep your voices low.
Well, again, but that's what the message is for, because we don't have to keep our voices low. We
Well,
can just fucking telepathically communicate.
I'm saying for brevity and time.
I'm in favor of following this frightened man.
Well, that's why I was like, hey,
Yeah.
can you message me real quick? And then I give you the rundown. I was like, I think it's Goldfried.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Based on his little clue there.
Yeah.
I message it to everyone else and say we're gonna follow him.
So you
Come
go
on, you guys,
on,
it's a good idea.
and once it's in a bit more of a densely wooded area, the individual takes a look around, sniffs the air a bit. Okay, good. We weren't followed, and he shifts his form into the form you recognize as the half dragon looking person that you saw him as in the mirror before.
Nice.
Ah, okay, I wasn't wrong.
Hey.
Well, thank God for that. I don't
It
usually
helps
follow
to-
strangers into the woods.
I take off my hat.
Yeah, what may take you guys a couple days, thankfully, in my true form, the wings help with the travel a bit.
Oh, I would imagine.
Susie actually
All right,
here?
so they guys are here, and as he says that, you guys hear a bit of a clanking of a wooden door opening, and you look up and you see like this large satchel like thing that's just hanging from a tree, and then it's essentially got like a little window and a door in it, and you see a small halfling woman that's like very elderly peek out. Ah, well, about time. You're at
Oh
least
my
still on
God.
schedule.
Well, that's good.
Thank God for that. I mean, we
Hey.
ran as fast as we could.
Hey, the time it took you guys gave me the chance to get here before you, at least, just barely though. I've only been here for a couple hours.
Why you
Oh, yeah.
rolled it?
Okay.
To see if he is smart.
He's contemplating the door.
Well, would my character have seen a halfling? Like woman?
Maybe, especially given all the people that were in New Masara from both when it was Haraway as well as the people that came from Sorchestala. It's very likely you would have like seen a halfling or two here or there.
Oh, God damn it. Sorry, for some reason the talk about the door just brought a weird like little jingle into my head.
Okay. But yeah, so I take it I'll just be staying up here then. Well, you go do your business later. Just make sure you stay on time. You've only got 3 days to work with. Yes, Susie, I know. Thank you. I'll be coming back here plenty, but alright. Basically, I want to determine how do we want to go about this approach, because as far as I'm aware, the what were they? The Sultans, you said?
Mm-hmm.
They don't know, as far as we're aware, of our working relationship here. So, I do when I intend to go into the city proper, I will be in my true form to essentially get the point across of what I'm here to do.
What is it
And-
you're here to do again?
Reestablish trade.
Ah, okay.
We used to do trade and get foods from here long ago, back when I knew the queen. And then after the incident at Haraway, things essentially shut down in the east, and I was encouraged to not look into it, hence why I am concerned of the potential infiltration back in Sorchestala as well. But if I was to just go in with you regarding this whole situation your lot is stuck in with needing to swap out that crown for the real one for those bastards. I mean,
It's a bit of a conundrum.
my influence could help, but then that would tip off that you're working with me to any that spot us going in as a group later.
True. Could you morph into something else when we walk in, though?
I want to bring hope back to the townspeople. if they had known of the trade, they would know of me, especially once I use my less threatening voice.
Oh boy. Fair
Look,
point.
Being a dragon, it comes as naturally intimidating when you're in your main form, and the voice helps. It's weird, it doesn't make sense, but it helps.
I can
So
kind of
it
see
became
that.
a shtick.
I look at him and I think of my own hometown. I'm like, it's showmanship, you know. People respect it in various ways. It's you know, you think sometimes you got to use a different tone of voice when you're giving them the sell.
Exactly. This man gets it. This guy gets it. But
Reminds me
It's
of
about
Death
not sounding
Row.
ominous.
exactly. And my
Yeah, you
natural
wanna get-
voice is a little bit on the deeper side, but at least with this form, it's a little higher. But this is gonna be tenuous. I don't know how much I will be blamed by the people for trade shutting down. I will certainly explain a good portion of the situation. And once we're in the chambers and we have audience with the prince and his advisors, I think our guys can be dropped at that point. But
Yeah, I would say so.
that's up to you, because I won't say anything about the crown unless you guys do, because the situation that you're in and the danger these people... Oh, speaking of the danger these people are in, I took a little detour on the route here. Yeah, you did. You almost got me killed, you bastard. Susie,
Uh-oh.
you know I was protecting you. You know I kept you facing away from it all. I know. Thank you.
He's so nice.
What a charmer.
She's a doll.
Literally.
No.
Oh, buddy.
He's not quite good with the alliteration thing.
Yes, I've noticed. But anyways, so they are a bit fewer in their numbers. He coughs and there's a bit of smoke. Gives a little smile. It's been a little bit since I engaged in such adrenaline-inducing activity. But I just so happened to be flying in from the east to the west and came across the band, and he points out on the map, or since the map is up in the thing, he essentially gives you guys rough directions that the army has set up about a year.
Well, if he came across the army, did he come across the dragons or flying things leading it?
They, I wanted to grab the whole Ets, not just half of the Ets. I did get out of there after doing a couple flybys before they could do much to retaliate. I didn't want to endanger Susie, but I wanted to essentially act like they were encroaching on territory and thin their numbers a bit. Plus, I figure since part of what was conveyed to me from Orin and Kratom was that if the townspeople were to be made aware of the army, thanks to you lot, they would attack. But if perhaps a third party were to inform them...
So that's the thing. It's well, I mean, now that you've had damaged their numbers, it will probably make an offensive much harder. But we were warned that if
remember how I said I was going east to west? I took a look for where the army would be, noticed them, did a circle round, and I went back into the shifting plains. By the way, oh boy, sorry about making you hold your breath that long, Susie. I had little pockets of air in here, at least. Yes, it got shifted to the plains of water at the moment, by the way.
Joy.
So, at least some of us dragons are pretty decent swimmers. So I essentially led some of them into there, but they couldn't keep up with me, and I evaded them by going around to the north again, and I essentially led them in a bit of circles.
Okay,
Kept
but I
them
just want to.
disoriented.
I was gonna say, I just want to go over it again. It's
Mhm.
more, it's less if we tell them that there's a problem, and more of if this army sees the city trying to mobilize any form of defenses, they will immediately go on the offensive. So it's
Okay.
we're on two timers here. It's either if we fail to meet the deadline, they'll attack, or if they see the city trying to get ready to ramp up its defenses, they'll attack. Granted, now that you've done a little bit of damage to their numbers, it'd probably be a bit easier to defend said attack, but that's the situation.
I mean, having a dragon on your side, regardless, seems.
Their numbers were daunting, though. They did get a good couple of rounds through my scales at one point.
Oh, we saw someone at the front, right?
We saw we did see. Did you ever encounter anything flying, like a dragon or a wyvern or something, or
Once
something?
I got into the water again, there was something that was flying outside, but when I looked back, but I couldn't get a good look at it, unfortunately.
Okay.
I may be able to swim fast, but especially between the shifting planes and the water itself, it's difficult to see out of it. I'm sorry.
Understandable.
Makes sense.
That and with precious cargo on board, you're damn right, sir! I didn't want to take more risk than needed.
I don't suppose
Yeah.
you know any bronze dragons.
I love her.
Funny you should mention that.
Oh.
Give me one. Oh, no, not bronze. Sorry. I just checked my notes. Well, I mean, once you guys get to Sorcha Scala, we can get you registered in at a guild of the Brass Dragon.
What's their specialty?
Oh, they're Adventurers Guild. They're called the Brass Tats Guild. They're adventurers, but they're more so in it for the money than anything, which is why when I give out sponsorships, it's to those of my own choosing, not just those that perform well in his guild.
Makes sense.
Understandable.
And upon hearing the deeds that you did, you lot have become my most recent sponsorship after my previous group had retired some ages ago.
Nice.
It's hard to find those good of heart these days, and not just in it for the money.
I was thinking about our group name, speaking of which. How about Adventurers in Corn Paraded?
Is this a joke in regard to the whole heavily hour-long discussion we had about the ownership of corn the other day?
It is.
Goldfree, raises his finger, partially opens his mouth to ask a question,
It's-
but
oh,
then
it-
thinks,
It's a long story, sir.
and
Not
immediately
that long.
closes his mouth and puts his hand back down. I'm not going to open this can of worms.
That's for the best.
Fuck.
We'll be up to our ears in explanation.
He face palms.
Outstanding. Anyways,
But yeah, I did my best to make it appear territorial for where they had set up their recent encampment in regards to that army. And
We could be the combat-oriented battle squad. The Cobs.
oh no,
my God.
I hate how decent that is.
Let's leave. Let's leave that on the on the potential candidates list for now.
I like it.
Group
It's a
note.
strong contender, though.
Either make a decision that you feel comfortable with in the long run soon for them to address you as when announcing your entrance into the chambers up ahead, or just maybe not and save that for when you want to get registered into any guilds. But regarding the matters at hand, I did thin their numbers a tad, but
Nice acronym motif.
yeah,
That was
that's
pretty
why I
good.
said I hate how good that is. That was good.
No, it just came to me. Like, oh god, that's freaking awesome.
Yup. Hey, if we don't actually go with it, that's a one-shot
vote.
crew idea. All right?
Yay!
I mean,
So write
I'm
that down for
perfectly fine
later,
with that.
Dave.
The corn guards decide they want to get into the adventuring life.
Oh, no. Oh my god. But yeah, and from what I was seeing of this kingdom, even with their thin armies, that force could decimate what they have here. They are not prepared for much defense. They are mostly prepared against wild animal attacks, not from rival factions.
Yeah, it's always the most dangerous parts on these kinds of sieges on large cities, is you never really have defenses for the people living outside.
Indeed, and
Yeah.
and you guys noted this as well. They didn't really have much for walls. It was just basically like a couple fences here and there. The only like sturdy walls are those of the fort/castle as the
Joy.
capital building. And you guys spent hours trekking through all the farmland.
Lord.
Yeah, like you guys are roughly around the M and Amalga on the map right now, just in terms of being a ways out.
Nice.
Um,
Or
yeah,
a
so-
maze out.
God damn it. So, how do you
It's
think we should handle
contagious.
this? Should I go in first? Would you want to go in first? Try to gain audience, and then I will arrive to request audience as well and join you, perhaps? Or would you want me to go in first and inform them of your arrival, but to be discreet about it?
That last one sounds pretty good.
It
I like
does.
the last one.
Very well. So I shall make an appearance first, and yeah, I'll make the grand entrance at first, and then
And then
deal with you.
we'll make the
lot.
less grand entrance.
Although I'll definitely have to come in from a bit more of the western side, just to be on the safe side. In case
Definitely wouldn't
those-
hurt.
In case those hooded fellows happen to catch on. I've been harassing them for the past couple hours, so they were trying
Good.
to ignore me.
I love to see it.
I try to have a little fun when I'm out of the office, he says with a grin.
You could just walk by. They think, well, you know, that we've been sent on a mission for their guilds, as you know.
Yeah.
So there's really no harm in us walking around. As far as they know, we're just going to do what they
Something's
asked. What did you say?
Unless they think something's up
They have no reason to believe that.
so far.
Yeah, and I'll say this because it's in my notes, but I didn't play it out correctly. I apologize. My brain is scrambled. I cannot focus well. I've been having this trouble for the past few days. 56 hours of work will do that to you.
Yes, it will. Fuck.
Yeah. Part-timer.
The part-time, full-time.
Yep. Double full-time.
Laws against that.
Yeah.
America.
I think they still. Never mind.
Anyways,
Not getting into that.
yes, thank you. Damn it, now I just lost my train of thought.
You had it in your notes, and you sorry you didn't play it out very
Yeah,
well.
when he was doing the whole bit of the gold dragon, he was doing that voice lower because it was like, oh no, this threatening thing.
Oh,
I
like
don't
a
want to
growl.
summon it. Yeah,
Gold
it
dragon.
was in the Gilbert Godfrey gold dragon, but like he did it quieter. So it was mostly like you guys could hear, and like those hooded individuals in a cafe, or like out on a patio or whatever it was that I said. I don't remember. I'm sorry.
I should have done a check to see if I recognized the accent.
That's what I was waiting for, and what I gave you from the insights.
Well, that's what I was like, why is he saying it like that? I was like, it doesn't sound like the rest of the way he's saying things.
I tried to make this relatively obvious. Because I'm rewarding you guys for your creativity of getting his aid on this. Because obviously I did not intend for him to come to Amalga for this quest. But you guys are creative, and I'm trying to reward you.
Thanks,
Anyways. Fucking...
Dad. I'm sorry.
Are you gonna bring Susie along with you to this?
Yes, which is why I'll be in my true form once I put that back on. He says, just pointing up at the freaking, like, satchel that is essentially a to-go house. / office.
I back on.
No, and, like, the fact that, like, that little, like, construction seems to be, like, a satchel design for him based off of, like, all the various, like, long, connected leathers. He's definitely an ancient based off of how much strap there is. Like, the strap just lost him amidst the branches out of sight. Anyways, brain, words, plot, D&D.
Broke. Hospital.
I can't afford that.
No one can.
Exactly. Trying to get away from those let's try to get away from the fake, the real politics. Go for the fake politics.
Politics if it's fact.
Shut up. Oh my god. I'm sorry. This is.
All right. So
Fucking-
should we skip ahead to?
Yeah.
Him
So
entering?
essentially, the way you guys want to go about this, just to be clear, is he's going to do his grand entrance. How long do you guys want to wait before arriving?
Probably like 20
You're about an
minutes?
hour's out right now. By the time he shifts and and pats up Susie, he can get there in about 20 minutes or so. He's
Oh, okay. So yeah, that'd be plenty of time to wait in order for things to get sorted.
So personally, I think this is Ian talking.
Mhm.
We go in soon after him because everyone will be focused on him since we are technically nobodies.
But do we know if it's going to be a positive or a negative influence?
perception.
I mean, as long as we're not technically with him, they wouldn't associate us with him initially.
Yeah.
Well, what
So
makes
they'd
it
they'd still be hard focused on him for us long enough to eventually get to our potential audience.
Well, yeah, but we're riding on the coattails of his influence here, so
yes,
giving
but
him some
what
time
makes
to sort of get established would be a good idea.
I mean, yeah, I was gonna say like wait like a couple like a few hours or something before going in,
Like
or
even the 40
before.
Yeah, even the 40 minutes it would take us
Let
to
him
get
talk
there
us
Oh
up.
yeah,
would be plenty of time.
yeah. I mean, like not like stepping right after him. I mean, like before anyone else arrives, we
I
go
have
in.
these wonderful adventurers here to help you, and here they are.
Well, I do remember at least you guys agreeing to the plan of wanting to be subtle about your entrance.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
I think lagging behind would be a good idea. Actually,
can't-
just going at a normal pace would work.
I do have a couple uses of sending I can cast once I'm in, and I can try to give you guys some directions to how they can let you in as well.
How
I
far
just-
does message go?
Sending is as far as the entire plane. Like, you can even send to another plane. It just has a chance of not working.
And sending's not the
Yep.
same as message.
Yes, I understand that, but wouldn't message be?
Message has a limited range.
Yeah, it's
120
like
feet.
that's the one.
Okay.
Message is 120 feet because it is a cantrip. Sending is anywhere because it is a 3rd level spell slot.
Fair enough.
So, very well. So you'll be in the city with, we'll pretty much right away. So about 40 minutes
Mm-hmm.
after I arrive. Okay. I will do my best to make audience quickly and work on discussing terms of the trade. But shall I inform them of the army before your arrival? That is That is something we need to determine.
Oh.
I feel we should perhaps at least inform the higher council
Yes,
of the
because we
prince
need
and the advisors.
to actually work with the crown, I imagine.
That would make sense.
Because
But-
otherwise, if they don't know about the army, we'll be like, hey, can we swap out the crown for no good reason?
Yes. Shall I also inform them of part of your situation beforehand, or shall I leave that to you to inform them?
At least nudge it.
Yeah. Just say we can't have the whole city going on alert, or that would compromise everyone in it.
Indeed.
I think that's the best way to word it.
Which is why I was worried about mentioning the army.
True.
As am I. Given the unfortunate
How else are we gonna
situation.
get the crown from them, though? You know.
Well, that's the thing, though. When we succeed,
Well, the other thing too is if it's possible to work with them to create some form of a replica using the replica that
true.
we have.
That actually is a very good point you make.
Yeah, because we need to
If
make it
that's
more
plausible.
convincing than the one we have.
Yep.
The one you have
Which
is,
is
a
pretty
perfect,
convincing, but
It's a
according
it's
perfect.
the magic it's the
Yeah.
magic element.
Yep.
Yeah. That's what's missing.
All right. Well,
maybe we can sprinkle
this all makes
fairy
sense to
dust
me.
on.
all right.
Ooh, idea.
Yes.
What? What if when I think. Yeah, because I have access to detect magic, because I think I had that in my repertoire
I think I
last
do too.
time. So yeah, I would know how detect magic works. Or would they be using identify?
I do have detect magic.
Well, hopefully they have a wizard of the kingdom that is for their arcane-based knowledge.
Well,
up
I'm
in
thinking about the
royal court.
sultans. If they take the fake crown.
Well, I guess the
And-
question there too is like, do they even, because they did say they don't know what the crown's magic is. They just know that the crown is magic and that their employer really wants it.
Okay.
So in that regard, we even if they did quote identify it, they they still wouldn't know what it does. Or at least they would then theoretically quote unquote learn what it does.
True. So if that were the case, we needed to make it something viable.
Yeah.
I was
Are we
thinking
sure
going from
they
an
just
aspect of
didn't
knowledge
tell
of detect magic, and how it only tells you the school of magic.
Hmm.
It could have it like the real crown has something very, very beneficial from that school. We could have the fake crown, so like whoever puts it on, like I don't know, spontaneously combusts or something.
polymorph into a squirrel?
Yeah.
That could be neat.
And the identifiability
Well, wouldn't the
Spell
issue
would-
then is
would merely tell them what it does specifically and how to use it, but it wouldn't confirm or deny whether or not it is a farce.
well, they
Right,
said they would
so-
take
This
a
is true.
couple hours to identify too. Isn't detect magic instantaneous?
Detect magic is not instantaneous.
Yeah.
It lasts for 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Identify is
It-
essentially done as a ritual and on each item for 10 minutes, and that's
Yeah.
instantaneous.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Well, I mean, casting. Well, actually, identify cat takes 1 minute to cast,
Oh, 1 minute. Okay. Right, because ritual
And-
has to take
and-
11.
yeah.
Sorry.
and you can also ritual cast it, which would mean it would
Yep.
take 1 hour, 1 minute.
I thought it was just 10 minutes more.
No,
I think
I
that's
believe
ritual cast detect magic. Actually,
ritual.
Ritual
Pretty
casting
sure-
in general, I thought it was just a 10-minute thing.
No, I'm pretty sure ritual. I mean, we can double check it. It's
Yeah.
not that big a deal, but I'm
The
pretty
way
sure
I've
ritual
always
casting
seen
is
it
an hour.
done is that way, and that's how I would do it, is just a 10-minute addition to whatever the casting time is.
Yeah,
Because
let's
that's
just quickly.
what I've understood. But yeah, go ahead and look that up too.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll look that up while you guys discuss other things.
Yeah. So
Yeah, we should
Mechanics.
find out what the actual crown does first, and then go from there.
Yeah, casting time 1 action, so 6 seconds.
That's if you just cast it, not ritual.
Yeah. Well, I guess my point being, why wouldn't they just cast it?
Because they don't want to waste a spell slot.
For what purpose?
I mean, if you have X amount of spell slots per day, and you don't know what could happen in that day, and you have the
Especially
means
when
to
you're
use a spell
having a
without
group.
wasting a spell slot, why
especially
wouldn't
while
you?
you are inside of a fort.
Yeah. Or even from
No,
like
no,
the
I meant
Sultan,
the-
or
I
even
meant
from
the
the,
enemy.
or well, I was gonna say, and even from the Sultan's perspective, it would be a case of it's like, okay, they brought back our thingamajig. They could be fooling us. So I might need my magic in order to fight them. So I will take an hour, have them wait here while I verify it, and then go from there. So hold on, let's see.
Fair
Returning
enough.
spell. Bobby, you were correct. It is 10 minutes longer to cast, not 1 hour.
Okay.
I don't know why I thought 1 hour.
There might be some other magical
Because
thing.
rituals take a while, and yeah,
Probably.
some are essentially
I think
require an
I
hour.
think it was it. I think maybe I was thinking of ritual casting Find Familiar, because I think Find Familiar
yes,
takes like
because
an
that
hour
one
to
takes an
cast.
hour. Yep.
Does it take an hour per spell level to transfer spells into a spell book?
Yes. Unless, of course, it's your specific school, in which case it takes half the time.
Okay.
And cost.
So, like,
Any road.
yeah. Not relevant because we don't have any wizards in
There
our
it
party.
So that
Wizards
is
don't
that too.
complicated.
Okay, good. All right, and I just looked up the thing I needed to find out. Cool. All right. So, confirming one final time. Why the fuck does that keep appearing and disappearing? Goldfrey's gonna go in ahead of you, make his grand entrance, and if things go well, inform the royals to essentially like have the guards subtly let you guys in on the side or something.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds safe. I can get behind that.
All right. Let me just go into my notes. I'll make my entrance from the northern bridge. So, from what I saw when I was in the town for a little bit, there were 2 drop bridges to get to the Capitol building. There's a northern one and a eastern one. You lot should make your way through and head for the eastern side. And I will that way we can inform which guards. I'll try to make the fuss at the northern one to draw attention up there. And then with your arrival time, hopefully there won't be too many people trying to get to the eastern gates.
Okay.
And we can help you, and we can have the guards let you in that way. All right.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Yep.
Let's do this for the people. You lot, go ahead and start walking. I'll pass over you.
Yeah, people.
All right. And you guys start making your way back to town.
Slowly puts on bear costume.
I don't think a
Are
bear.
you serious?
No.
That's yeah. Just imagine you like pulling out the bear costume, and just being, no.
Gently pushes the hand back into the bag. Later. This is not the time.
When is
Another
the time?
You hear Goldfried in the distance. There's a time and place for everything. Not now.
I was debating on a Professor Oak joke. Thank you, Dave.
Put my hat back on, and I will. I'm not gonna be the Monopoly man now. Now I'm gonna be the Lucky Charms man.
Oh.
Oh yeah. So before heading out, Goldfrey's gonna say, "Is this the? I did mean to say this earlier. I apologize. Is this how you will be appearing, or will you be doing any further disguises so I can give accurate descriptions for your group to make sure you?
I'm gonna stay in this disguise.
I
Personally.
will. I was gonna say I will when actually meeting. For the actual appropriate meeting, not be in disguise. I take my hat off. I will appear as this. But in terms of getting into the city to make sure the sultans don't recognize me in any way, shape, or form, I put the hat back on. I'll be coming like this.
What did you look like when we met the Sultans?
I think I was
That was
disguised
the
as the Monopoly
gold-haired
Man.
thing. Yeah, Monopoly Man or something like that.
Monopoly Man with a gun.
Not yet.
Close.
Very
yeah.
gun,
Okay,
just
the
a very
Black
gun, just a very
Dragon
gun
Sorcerer again.
shaped wand.
Anyway,
Yeah, so he's essentially going to have Susie write down the descriptions of your lot, of your disguised appearances, and then you guys head out, and about halfway back to the town about halfway on your travel, you see him fly overhead, and he's headed southwest, compared to you guys headed mostly southeast, because he's gonna come in from the western side.
Lucky.
But in the distance, you can hear like some faint echoes rolling across the fields of "Hello, everybody." There's a brief, but then it's
Alright. Like how he announces himself.
It's like, oh, it's like, okay, everybody,
Oh,
it's just,
here's
it's
the
just a
door.
gold dragon. Everybody calm down.
Oh, shit. So basically, in your mind's eye, you can essentially picture Goldfrey flying in, like, "Hey, everybody!" and like arms outsplayed, and just like, and then you just hear like the entire town go. And then it's like, no, I'm here for the trade. I'm Goldfrey from such and such. We sell this trade because you guys have been having issues. Yay!
Save the children!
Oh my god.
Save the
I'm
children!
glad that we didn't go in it next to him.
Man, the city must be really loud if we can hear that from here.
Oh, this is when you guys are like able to barely
I
see it in the distance, but like,
Yep.
so like, as you guys get a little bit closer, you do see some like shiny reflection coming from where the fort should be. Like it's you're not even able to like see the fort because of the shine reflection, just like adding like a solar flare in the distance. Just from the angle and all that, as well as from how far away you guys are. But yeah, so looking at my picture here, because I did doodle out a general layout of this place, but I did not put it in tabletop. As you guys re-enter from this area, and especially because you guys are going to be rotating around to the east side per the plan that you guys made with Goldfree, you end up passing by a bit of a racetrack, where there's like a bunch of people. Like there's a bit of a horse race going on, and there's a lot of water in the middle of the track. Like the inside of the track is all water. Then there's the track itself. Then there's like the outside of it where there's like people like standing and cheering, and a couple little bleachers and a pop-up stand and stuff. Essentially, like that's the town's main source of entertainment is evidently probably the races. And then because of the way you guys are going, you will go around the racetrack. You go past like the largest of like barn houses of like, you guys know like those horse stables where it's like it just goes and goes and goes and goes in one direction. It's that, but in both length and width. Like there's just rows and rows and rows, but it's all under like one big roof.
You create
So,
him.
like-
Can we enter you?
What?
Can we enter you in the race?
We could certainly try.
This feels like this feels like a precariously morally dubious idea.
Why did I not
But it'd
think
be
of this
fun.
Are you
situation?
complaining?
That
He
was
even
my
a
first
horse
thought.
last time. Why did I not think of this?
I was
Guys, aren't
literally
you
a
supposed to be
horse
saving
last
the
episode.
city?
Yes,
Meanwhile,
but
Mott the
every good
jockey-
adventurer knows how to have a good time.
Meanwhile, Mott the
Indeed.
jockey, ride, Kratom, ride.
Oh god. There might be a bit of bucking at the end of that one.
Oh my god.
Oh god. Anyways, but yeah, you guys notice that it's mostly humans. There are a handful of elves and half elves.
I'm sorry, sir. We're gonna have to disqualify your horse. He seems to be under the influence of enhance ability.
Sir, did you
You
cast
said you were
haste on your
clean.
horse? Great. Now I'm just imagining sabotaging the other horses by like casting haste on them, and then be like, "Sir, it seems that your horse is under the influence of magical and enhancements."
Christ.
Oh god. Oh boy.
we
Well, that's gonna be a
definitely
side
got to get
adventure.
into that horse race at some point. Add that to the list.
I can hear writing.
Hold on, I need to
Yeah, no
run
problem.
to the bathroom real quick.
I'm just gonna do a little more description, no worries. So as you guys are heading along, you guys end up passing through the main trade alley, where it's essentially just like the shoreline curves around where you see the fort in the distance. It's not too far away, but like you can see how like what the spies had said in their reports back and what information the Sultans gave you was essentially like this place they turned into a bit of a fortified, both in terms of the building itself being sturdy looking, but it appears, especially from what Goldfree was telling you guys, that there are two large drawbridges that go above the walls even and are just like really reinforced and are pulled up at the moment. But you can see how there's like one on the northern side, one on the eastern side, and everywhere else around this thing just seems to be a sheer cliff. Ducking behind a few of the trading posts and like getting close, there's a bit of a guardrail that doesn't look very sturdy, but you get close to the edge, a little bit of ground gives way, but not dangerously so, and you're able to like, one of you is able to like lean far enough over that you see that it's like a good 200-foot drop down to the rocks and splashing water of the ocean that carved out this channel before it was dug out more artificially.
I love sightseeing.
And as well as looking down, you do see that in this little trench there are some forms in the distance, like swimming around, and you can hear like childhood laughter echoing up from down there.
Creepy.
What's wrong with laughing children?
I don't know, there's just something unsettling about it, man.
Mott, you want to roll a perception check for looking over
Yes.
to determine if it's creepy or not?
Is it the wholesome laughing
God damn it.
children or the
It's a little
horror
creepy.
story
It prevents you
laughing
from getting a good look, so you just immediately step away from the edge. But you guys were told that they did have decent relations at one point with a certain type of people.
The bugbears?
Wait a minute. Are these the guys on the mountain?
No.
They're the merfolk, Jake.
Oh, right.
Bingo. Pretty much, it's like, oh, the Triton children must be playing down there or whatever. But, yeah. As you get through part of the trade area and, you avoid most of the major crowd that had amassed at the northern drawbridge. Like, when you had pulled into town, you had seen that the drawbridge was going back up. Evidently Goldfree really made a showing of things and is essentially like, he's probably upselling the deal a bit. to the people just to give them hope as well as create the diversion for you guys to casually stroll around to the other side. But yeah, so eventually you get to the eastern drawbridge, and there are a few guards at the edge there.
Hello.
Hello. Been a while since we've seen other folk coming through here.
No kidding.
Yeah, no kidding.
People usually use the front door.
Well, we just haven't had much for trade going on. Pretty much it's just all the local stuff. Like, when you guys
Makes
were going
sense.
through the trade alley, like, it was just food everywhere. There was nothing else for sale.
Damn.
And, like, it was, like, dirt cheap food.
Ooh. Was it good though?
Okay.
It all looked fresh and good. It just was selling for dirt cheap because everyone's got food and only food to trade.
I see. It sounds like a pretty good place to live.
Yeah.
Aside
Rent's
from the
not too-
imposing.
Imposing what?
Oh, I was speaking out of character.
Oh, okay.
Safe.
But yeah, my mind just blanked again. Right, so you guys end up waiting nearby for a little bit before one of the guards like puts like a hand up by his forehead as if like thinking or something, and then goes, "Oh yeah, they're already here. Go ahead and lower the bridge. We'll let them in." And
Been on the comms.
I recommend we all stand back a bit, he says, as he takes like he moves like 20 feet to the side along the cliff edge, and then he encourages you guys to back up a little bit as you notice, we're standing on dirt. There's grass over there. We should go stand on the grass. And as the heavy drawbridge lands.
Ooh.
All right, head on across quickly. We're gonna be reeling it back up after you. We'll say it was a fault on replacing a chain.
Nice.
So, get in there and
Heading in.
behave yourselves.
Okay.
All right. So heading in. Let me check my map. Do I have enough? You know what? Yeah. Okay. Since you guys came in on the eastern side, I'll pop you guys over to here. And after you enter through the
A map.
the outer wall where the drawbridge is, and you guys head up towards the main building itself, a couple guards start escorting you along. You do notice out to the left that there is a glass display as well as a bunch of pillars, a little bit of a garden area, as well as some livestock that are being tended to at the moment, as well as plenty of guards
Cool.
up on the walls and such in the distance. But instead of heading south and heading for all that, you guys head north and you head into the main doorway.
Where's the door?
It's off the map, which is why I'm going to hide the map again. No. Yoop. Back to theater of the mind, because I did not prepare for diplomatic
Darkness.
scene. I prepared for stealth steal scene. And then I did not prepare it the other time. Because anyways. Heading in. Oh shit. Right. Notes? No more notes. So, you guys head in through the main door. There are a number of guards. These ones are clearly not the idiots out at the border edges. Like, these are decently trained, moderately well-armored individuals here, as it is both a fort and a castle from purposes back in the day.
A vassal? A court?
A court vassal.
Uh-huh.
and you guys are essentially like then waiting outside some tall doors, and you can hear a bit of Goldfrey's voice, just and it's still in his sales pitch tone of the Gilbert voice.
It even
like
makes Julian
Edwin through the doors.
cry.
And yeah, so I'd love to be able to reopen trade, and especially since we've got much better protections and such, and we'll be focusing a lot more heavily on the East now. Especially, we've missed the culinary delicacies and vibrant wealth of various tastes out here in the East, and we'd love to reestablish. As one of the guards like cracks the door open, peeps their head in. Sir and sirs and madams, the adventurers are here. Well, let them in then.
The Cobbs have come to court.
Oh God.
Do I step away again?
Embrace it.
But yeah. So let me just see if I can find better music for this. I had something. Trying to remember which one it was. Yeah, hopefully that'll be good enough. About there, maybe. So, you guys enter into the Grand Hall. You see a elven man sitting on the throne. He appears to be relatively young, but given elves and their nature of age, he likely has a decent amount of years of wisdom under his belt. To his sides, in various other refined seats, appear to be... Shit, I did not write these down. I mean, I'll say to be simple. A human farmer. He seems a bit on the dirtier side with some clumps of plants in his hair.
Jeb was just an aristocrat in disguise.
Kratom, you'd be able to like get this gut feeling that he's likely like an archdruid, but not like power archdruid, but like just like the main druid for this
Are
area.
you saying druids aren't clean?
No, this one just isn't.
That sounds like discrimination to me.
Yeah, I don't know about this one.
Profiling.
Given the context of him seated in this upper place, and nobody seems to mind him doing what he's doing, he's probably really good at his job. But
Hey, be good at your job and still use soap.
But this one, they put up with him and his unique quirks.
Got my eye on you, DM. Anyway.
Beyond that, there is a high elf looking woman. She's a little bit up there in age, but doesn't appear to be too raggedy. Elegant robes, hair pulled back. Damn it. I should have worked on this. Fuck. So those two. What was the other ones I had in mind? Sorry. So, with all the work, I haven't had time to necessarily step aside and write things down when I had the ideas. So I'm trying to remember them.
Deep
On the
breaths, my
far
dude.
right seat, you have the very special sorcerer of Abraham Lincoln.
I knew it.
I didn't. My brain. I'm fucking. What the hell? Why am I so out of it?
We can leave them ambiguous until you figure something
Yeah,
out.
pretty much. There's a few other lads and ladies around. likely pretty much just essentially the core for managing how the city does things. A trade master, a financial advisor, such like that. Including, oh yeah, here's one of them. The one that seems to like has a few small stats of gold and is like just shuffling through papers while like passively listening is a someone who is the upper body of a humanoid but the lower body of a horse.
Neat.
We
So,
call that a centaur.
yeah. Well, I don't know. You guys would not have encountered one of these folk before. This is the
Fair
first
enough.
one that you guys would have been seeing, so you don't know the name of it yet. Hence why I went with the physical description. There's that.
Hizzity heck, what the feck?
So,
Note that is out of character.
yep. And then the most heavily armored individual in this room, ironically enough, is a big burly triton of a clownfish species.
What? Nemo?
Nemo got buff.
He is missing a fin on the side of his head.
Oh my god.
Ah, yes, Captain Nimoy. So nice of you to come.
Oh, it's not Mars.
But like he is wearing like what appears to be heavy plate mail, but it's made out of like massive sea scales.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, so you lot are the ones with the quandary of the situation that affects us. So
Quandary is a fun word.
yeah, that's why I said it, because I don't remember the actual meaning, and I just was like, wait, is that the right word?
Don't worry, I'm a player. I'm gonna look it up.
I feel like that's close but wrong. Anyways, so you guys are the ones with the situation and know the most
Oh,
regarding.
you got it right. State of perplexity or doubt.
Anyways, as the evident prince speaks up. So, please go over this again. What Mr. Goldfree has been telling us regarding your situation and how it affects us. As much as we would love to get trade back up, it'd be kind of difficult if we were to be wiped out.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Okay, so what? Just so that we don't try to overlap too much information here. What is he told you so far?
Pretty
Your
much
Highness.
that there is an army to our northwest. If we are to start preparing defenses, that will be a signal for them to attack, because they have some agents within my kingdom, and it is enough to wipe us off the map. And that if you are successful in your mission for some unsavory individuals regarding the crown out back, then we could be spared.
Yeah, it
Okay,
sounds like he explained it
that's-
pretty well.
That's pretty much the gist of it, unfortunately. Now, we
I want details.
obviously. Okay, so I kind of like look over to you, Mott, since this is mostly a deal with the Sultans of Swindle. So
We're in this deep. We may as well just tell him everything. So,
Okay.
basically, I was raised, or stolen and raised into this thieves guild. I managed to get out, and they want me back. And they have a friend of mine hostage in exchange for me doing this job where we swap your crown for this fake one.
I pull the fake one out of the bag.
Oh.
And they're gonna know if it's real or not,
a
because
couple of the
obviously
guards
crown
like
has some.
move up, and the prince like holds up a hand to like make them cease, because it's like, oh shit, that's the artifact, and it's like, no, that's the crown. And it's like, nope. Please hand over the crown so I may take a closer look at it. I've seen the real one up close. I just wish to see how close this is in comparison.
More
I
of a magical
gladly
thing.
I was gonna say I gladly hand it over,
Guards,
or
take
to
it.
a guard hand it over, whoever.
Yeah, Guard takes it and brings it over to the throne up and hands it off to the prince as the prince looks it over. So why would they want you back so badly? What is so special about you that they would want you back when you want out and are forcing you to do this crazy mission?
Cards are all on the table now. You might as well.
Well, basically, wait, say that again?
Basically, he's asking why they want you so badly. What
Oh.
is so special about you instead of them just trying to do this of their own powers?
Well, there's this lesson in writing where they say show, don't tell, so, and then I morph into him.
That, you morph into the shape of the prince.
Yeah.
When you morph, does that change your clothes or no?
Nope.
Okay, it does not. So,
Yeah, the Prince and the Pauper.
looking like a on the streets version of the prince because of your old man Jenkins get up.
Oh my god.
Pretty much the entire hall, aside from Goldfrey, just gas out and what? A changeling? What? The person that says a changeling is the one that you guys would have the gut feeling of being arcane inclined. It's rumored that they were potentially going extinct. We hadn't.
Oh, not yet.
Oh, it's glad that you're not.
We have a rough time finding each other.
Well, understandably so. Your kind would want to keep yourselves hidden amongst plain sight in order to avoid being
Some
hunted.
don't. Wait, excuse me, hunted?
Well, yes.
Well, I guess I am.
For different reasons, it seems. For your talents more so than the more unsavory styles. I mean, changeling skin is a prime adapter to disguise items.
I step back a couple steps.
We have no intention of any such thing.
I should hope not.
Orin,
Yes.
does anything on your hat look like Mott skin?
I take
No.
my hat out of. No, I was gonna say I take it out and start looking at it really concerned.
You pop it off. You're no longer the Lucky Charms. You're back to yourself. I'm
Bobby,
kidding. I'm kidding.
Fun
I'm
fact.
I
kidding.
should come in here. in the
You
Lucky
did
Charm.
say that you would have changed off of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Aren't
did
you
say
guys
that
bothered
after
that
the
doppelgangers were descended from combinations of humans mating with them?
Those were the more monstrous ones that were searched, but some less savory individuals figured, oh hey, there's these people that are born from them, and they experimented and found that. It's a horror tale.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
Yes. It
Well-
was outlawed in this kingdom about 400 years ago.
Moving
Which
on.
kingdom? This is important. Which kingdoms is it not outlawed in?
Well, we know ours. We don't know much about the north and things out past the plains.
Well, it seems fine in New Masara.
Gold-free, no, it is certainly outlawed in Sorchascala.
Yeah, I kind of figured as much.
To know.
Interesting.
It's generally outlawed by those of decent nature.
Well, you
Because-
can see why I was in demand. But moving on off of the subject of my dissection, what's your
Please.
take on this crown?
This looks identical. Like if you had succeeded on the mission the way that they desired, we would not have known the difference.
Well,
Now-
apparently the buyer would. There's some sort of magical element to the one you have.
What? And he turns to the
You guys don't know
the
that?
lead mage. No, it's been essentially an artifact of the kingdom, and there's been no reason for us to ever investigate it.
Well, that makes my next idea as a counter plan a bit more complicated then.
Well, then, if we've got, I'm assuming someone who's very magically inclined in one of those high chairs over there, if we could have them identify the crown and see
Most
what
certainly.
it does.
We need to find out what it is that they know that our own kingdom does not. Guards, go retrieve the crown. Set up the pulleys. It's gonna be a little while. Our security system is simple but effective.
Maybe
That's
put a few extra guards out there as well. I know you already do this on the regular, but there's
All
more
guards
than
on the
likely
perimeter.
some of the. Oh, okay.
Wasn't that what we were trying to avoid?
No,
No,
we're
they're
talking
pulling the guards
Well,
off the perimeter of the castle to
Oh,
essentially escort
okay.
the crown. Like,
Yeah.
I want all guards that
I
are on
gotcha.
this on this fort and taking care of the crown. Aside from, leave a quarter of them at the gates. The rest, retrieve the crown.
Well, this just got more interesting.
Cool.
Well, this is
Good
good
stuff.
'cause it keeps
Making
Well,
us from
especially-
doing
progress.
anything sneaky while it's in motion.
It'll be difficult it'll be difficult for anyone to get away with everyone's eyes being on it and there being so many eyes. And considering they sent you, even if there were to be a compromise out within our walls here, at least in this room, I'm confident that nobody
I want to make a perception check.
Go for it, as you see the Archmage also looking around.
Yeah, I'm gonna be looking around as well. It wouldn't hurt.
Go ahead and either give a perception or 3 insight checks to try to read the different sections of the room.
Hey!
All right.
Hell yeah. Oh, we're all doing it.
You can choose either perception to be watching for any things occurring, or you can be looking for insight for getting general reads.
I have a higher perception, so.
Alright.
You say 3
So-
times?
No,
that
just
was
the
only
one
for the
perception.
insights.
Oh.
The perception was just in general.
Insights for 3 separate individuals.
Cool.
So, let me do a few rolls. Well, that worked out nicely. All right. Man, you guys are getting really lucky with this plot line. So the guard that Orin originally handed the fake crown off to was on his way for stepping out, but he was trying to be subtle about it in terms of the, oh, hey, I want all guards doing this, but like one of the in the throne room guards, they were the only ones that seemed to not be following that order, except for this one that was trying to like just sidestep his way to the door.
You there, state your business.
Yeah, pretty much the 2 perception checks saw that, as well as the nat 20.
Is he still in the room, like trying to leave, or
Like he's got 1 foot out the door, and as you guys spot this, also the arch mage. I'm saying that loosely. I don't mean.
the court mage? Let's just say
Thank you,
that.
the court mage. Thank you. I did not prepare enough mentally for this.
No, it's fine.
'cause, again, I was expecting sneaky, steal, not. Oh, hey, let's go talk to everybody.
We're a bunch of goody two shoes here. We believe in the just talk element
Yeah.
of the world. Now, where's my fancy wand? Because some bitch about to get shot.
Hold it. You know I meant the general guards, and the messenger already went out. Ventures, could you please hold him for me?
Certainly. I'll
As the guard gets a little sweaty, like, "Oh, what are you talking about? I didn't go anywhere."
I cast Entangle on him.
I just
Okay,
kind
is
of
that a
around
strength
him.
save?
I get my wand of magic missile kind of ready as I just kind of start walking up to him, just to like kind of bring him back into the room. Well, I guess he's been entangled. But,
Kratom,
kinda,
Entangle is a strength save?
I believe so. Double checking that right now.
and I guess if that's going on, I'd say I'm taking a ready action so that if he breaks free and tries to bolt, I'm going to shoot him with magic missile.
Nice.
And should be right here.
Am I presume?
What?
Arch, snaring.
Yeah, it would be non-lethal. Yes, If that's
Oh,
what you're
There it is. It is a strength save.
Okay. So
Sorry,
does
Tom.
a 12 beat you?
Nope, 13. Stay still, buddy.
Okay. Oh, fuck.
I'm just gonna go walk over to him. Hello, Tom.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's what I meant to say, not Tim. I am also a little out of it. I've been feeling under the weather the past few days.
Oh, sorry, man.
It's all good.
Wait, how did you know his name?
They're all Tom.
What do you mean they're all Oh. Like, just a chorus of, oh. So, that explains how they got that close to be able to get the details. But how would they know of the magic?
Supposedly, their benefactor informed them of that little tidbit.
Their benefactor.
Who they are and how they know this, we don't know.
So, I'll say for brevity,
I work for the army.
Rusty uses his strength after. We'll say for flavor, the entangle essentially gets focused over him and essentially like hog ties this guy.
Yep.
And then Rusty essentially like delivers him to like the foot of the stairs before the throne with a couple of the other guards like essentially keeping blades to his back. You will tell me everything you know about the crown. All I did was get the sketch. I'm just an artist. I did what I was told, and I was told to just stay here to be eyes. I didn't even know these lot were coming.
Well, that was kind of the idea, is that we didn't want them to know when we got here, so...
I was just waiting for further orders on when we were taking the damn thing. It was too risky, and I can't exactly get under that container out there. As, at this point, you guys hear a distant of shattering glass. God damn it!
What was that?
Should we be concerned by that?
The Triton goes to the window. No, one of the ropes snapped and the glass shattered.
Well,
They're
at least
getting the
that's
crown out now.
It's like, well, at least that's easy enough to fix.
It took us 2 months to build that.
Yeah, but I could probably fix it in a few minutes for you.
2 months for something that fragile?
Glass is one hell of a product.
When it was sitting, it takes a bit. It's heavy enough. It was reinforced enough, but they lifted up the four sides. One side snapped, and it kind of hit the obsidian pyres, and yeah.
Oh, that'll do it.
Oh my.
Like I said, just gather the
I'll
pieces.
be
I can
right
go-
back as
Well,
he
at
just
least it
stomps out of the
looks
room.
pretty.
The Triton stomps out of the room to go deal with the mess and get finish working orders for the retrieval of the real crown. Because, yeah, essentially to give you guys context, since you guys aren't stealing the crown out from under this thing anymore, the way it worked was it was essentially a glass cube, but, like, the bottom piece was missing. And, like, it was a good, like, 2 to 3 feet thick glass on each side. So it wouldn't just immediately shatter. But essentially there's anchor points in the bottom and then a bunch of pulley systems to essentially be like, oh, hey, you need teams of people pulling on each corner to lift it up for somebody to be able to get in.
Yeah, I don't think I can help mend that. 2 foot.
That
thick
is
glass.
seriously complicated.
mean,
I was setting it up for it to be a potential heist.
That is a fair point there.
Yep. But, yeah, so after a little bit and, any small talk in particular that you guys would want to make in the meantime?
Any small what?
Small talk with the royal court of, Amalga. This, gathering of mostly farmers and then just a handful of guard ships. And right now the Triton warrior chief is essentially out.
You mean Forging Nemo?
You have not yet learned his name.
I made it up
Surely it's
myself.
Marlin.
I know. No.
Call him.
No, it's a lot stupider.
I'm a fan already.
But yeah, anyways, any small talk you guys would want to make, or Tails or Goldfree pipes in a little bit with essentially like some discussions of like just to like fill the void of essentially like, oh yeah, and we can get some trade routes going this way once we make sure the paths are clear and we get much more sturdy protections enabled for caravans. We can work on getting trade routes through New Masara, which is where Harué used to be before it fell to other intrusions there. A lot has been going on out here in the East and in the world as a whole, it seems.
It sounds like it.
A lot of shadows at
you know,
play.
I casually bring it to Mr. Goldfree, be like, in terms of the trade routes, like if we want like a nice in-between point between New Masara and here, you could also add Rockwell as a midpoint for the trade route as well.
Yes, I flew roughly over where you described. I think I did spot it from the sky. It was very well hidden.
Yeah, it's a bit of an underground place, you know. Very easy to miss. Part of the reason we don't really have to worry about most things.
Yeah, and it's why I'm surprised we didn't come across you in our trade routes beforehand. Convenient hand wave explanation.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, so anything else anybody wants to go over, or thoughts or ideas or discussions or anything in
I
general?
wonder if changelings are nearly extinct, or they make up like half the population. They're just really good at hiding it.
I'll never
They're playing
tell.
the long con.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if their
Quiet.
numbers are higher than we would assume. It would be nice, but considering this
There's
guild
really no way of knowing.
Considering this guild went to
Well-
such lengths for this one that they knew of, we don't know. It can be assumed that they are at least low in population.
Some of them just never change out of the form that they are hidden as
And considering
and
the
blend in with society.
scalpings that used to go on in the black market hundreds of years ago, I do not blame them one bit. It is a sad,
I'd shiver a
unfortunate
bit.
tale. I apologize for the bluntness of
It's not your fault.
yes, it is.
What?
No, like, yes, it is not her fault. Like, she's agreeing. Like, yes,
Oh.
thank you for recognizing that. Sorry.
She's like,
I
what?
realized as soon as I said, I'm like, wait.
You
This
did
was
what?
not a...
Those were different years back then.
Sure.
Pardon?
Well, I'm convinced.
Oh my god.
oh
Oh,
my god.
fuck.
I just realized what I should have been doing for Fill the Awkward Silence.
Yes.
But yeah,
That wasn't part of the song, sorry.
yeah, no worries. Anyways, after a few minutes, the Triton as well as like 20 other guards come in, and they bring the crown to the king, and essentially like, all right, you 10 of you stay at that far door. Nobody's leaving this room until I say so, for safety as well as for security. The other rest of you go work on cleaning up out back, I guess. Just okay, sir. And they all like they scramble about and get out, and then just like essentially in front of the door is a meat wall of guards.
My god.
Hey, he said he wants nobody in or out at this point.
That is fair.
And then he gives a nod to the arcane one. The arcane one, her eyes glow a bit. She walks over towards the other guards, looks them over. They're all clean, sir. No magic going on. Good, so at least there's none of them in further disguises. And check the rest of us. including myself, just to be on the safe side. As he like gestures to like Maud being in the prince's shape. Evidently, we can't be too careful. Switch, are you just
This is
staying in his
true.
shape?
Yeah.
I just like look over and I'm like, come on, change back. You're being
Like-
rude.
Maud, give me an insight roll.
Hold on. Let
Yep.
me see here. There we go. 16.
Being able to see his face on another person's body like this is a bit unnerving to the prince, especially given like how much daunting responsibility he has ahead of him. Like, he's not a young man, he's an elf that looks moderately aged,
I'll just turn into Mott then.
but yeah. Oh,
True form for you.
well, I appreciate the respect of you revealing that to us. It is...
Can I whisper to Mott?
Yeah.
Do you think we should keep him awake in case they send him a message?
We don't even know how they communicate with this guy.
Yeah.
Oh, are you
I
referring to
mean-
the hog-tied guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's plenty awake and such.
And I'm saying, should we knock him out to make sure like
Oh.
they don't send a spell?
I was like, why would we
Message.
want him to get a message?
No.
We can't send anything back.
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't keep him
Bobby,
awake.
does he have earrings?
No,
Oh my god.
he was in disguise here. He was not wearing any those earrings, and he also said he hasn't had any orders come in for a long time.
Also, could you guys not hear me before?
Evidently not.
What? What'd you say?
Interesting. Okay. I've been talking
thought
for
you've
a
been
while,
pretty quiet.
and I was like,
Then
"Oh,
no,
this is
you've
weird."
been silent, dude. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's fine. For some reason, my mic was being recognized, but Discord.
I'm sorry, man.
I hate that.
Anything
Yeah.
that you want to do or say with this time, then?
I was gonna ask, how old's the prince again? Like, how old does he look?
He appears to be in his like physical 20s to 30s, but given
Okay.
elves, that could mean he's like 200, 100, maybe older. It's hard to tell with elves.
And then am I still grappling this man?
Oh no, essentially like you delivered him to like the foot of the throne, and the guards essentially like took over and just have blades at his back, so you're able to stand back.
Gotcha. Okay.
Which is why you were able to easily whisper to Mont regarding that. But yeah. So the Triton has the crown and like the king essentially like puts each crown on each arm of the throne and looks between them. They are visually identical. And then looks to the mage who comes over. I don't even like her eyes are still glowing faintly. I don't see any magic. This is the true one, yes? Yes. I'm making sure to keep track of that, especially.
I wonder if it
I
has
don't
innate
see
magic,
any
like
magic.
our swords.
Your swords?
I
Oh,
pull out
yeah.
my longsword.
Oh shit.
I kind of pulled a weird
Or
glowy
greatsword.
dagger out of my bag of holding.
Yep. You guys pulled them out of the holdings in the sheets.
But me, yes.
Yeah, that's the one. I'll pull mine out too. That doesn't sound right.
Yeah, we
Let's
found
just whip yours out.
we got these a while back. It's very strange circumstances.
When did you lock meet another dragon?
Um,
Goldfree speeds up.
Oh, that was
well,
a while ago.
well, we didn't quite meet one per se. It was when I think it was when we were Bobby. I'm sorry.
It was a
Yeah, yeah.
wormling.
I literally do not.
Oh,
remember
right,
the
right.
town.
Yeah, no
It was
worries.
a wormling.
No, it wasn't the Wormling town.
That
It
was right
the,
when we met
it
each
was-
other.
It was the second town actually that happened. I believe that was the one where we fought the Tiger Boy. That was
Yep.
the second town.
Oh,
You
shit.
guys encountered a dragon wormling, and then in the other town is where these mysterious blades rain from the sky. But it was so
Okay.
smoke and cloud laden that you didn't see anything.
Sorry, that was so long ago. What was the name of that town again?
That was Alia before it fell.
Right, yeah, it was when we had gone to a small town called Alia after we had been in
Yes, yes,
the
I do recall you trying to ask for information on those blades, but they have draconic scent upon them.
Yeah, so what happened was we were fighting, goblins and kobolds and some creepy taiga creature with backwards hands. And when it tried to skulk away, and a large group of enemy reinforcements came to attack us, and we were outnumbered. Next thing we knew, just a rain of these weird blades just fell from the sky or just came out of nowhere and just help take out like half of what we were facing. We didn't have a
Yeah, we
chance
still
to
don't
recover.
know
We didn't have a
Also,
who
chance to
or what
recover
that
all
was.
either.
Something I forgot to mention is for contest, Goldfree shifted back into like the form that you would see him in the mirror again,
Yep.
just for ease of getting in the castle.
Yeah.
Rusty, he walks up to you. May I please see your blade, since it is the largest one? It would have the most traces. And he holds out his hand and gently accepts it. It is attached to you from the integration of being in your arm, so you just hold it out for him. But
Wait. I thought it was separate, and I have a
right,
separate
no, that
arm
one was
blade.
separate. You had the other one for that blade. Sorry, my
Yeah.
bad. Yes, my bad. Because this was for two-handed stuff. Yes. Sorry, my apologies. I thought you would try to implement.
I did ask that, and he
You
said
did,
he
but I
couldn't
did
do
say
that.
no. I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
misremembered. I'm Rusty, and you're Rusty.
Excuse me.
I'm
Are there any
one
other
type of
Rusty
Rusty. You're the
we
other
know about?
Rusty. But like Goldfree like sniffs at the blade a little bit. It's this is very draconic, but I do not recognize the scent whatsoever. This is so strange.
It has a smell.
Like a
We
magical
dragons
spell?
have a like how humans use it's how some humans use dogs for tracking. Dragons have a distinct keen scent, especially when it comes to other dragons. This one I have never smelled before, but
So could you smell if it's evil or?
no, that much we cannot tell. We can tell the strength, and this was a strong one, and to be able to create something like this. But you've said that these things are magical, but yet I cannot feel their magical powers.
Well,
We
it's
didn't.
very
It's
strange.
it's innate magic, according
Yeah.
to our sources.
What seems to happen is we fought some bizarre shadow spectry creatures before when we were in New Masara, back when it was Haraway. And whenever we would hit one of them with these blades, they would release like a blinding light, and almost most of the time would instantly destroy the creature that the shadow creature.
Interesting.
But they weren't.
It was very handy.
There also seemed to be a bit of a cooldown on it, though, because it didn't seem like if you did it once, it seemed like you couldn't immediately do it again.
Actually, wasn't the dagger specifically teleported you back?
Actually, yes, that's also another strange thing that happened. One of us actually threw. We used to have another ally with us who threw his dagger, and when he did so, a moment like after he threw it and hit the target, it was almost as if like he found himself immediately back in the same position he was in before he threw the dagger, holding the dagger, but the target had still been hit
So
by.
it's like a blink dagger.
But yes, but it was almost like, but he was immediately back in the same position he was before. It was like almost like he had kind of like snapped back in time.
Strange.
Because he had no recollection of like putting himself back into that like standing position.
Interesting. I remember you telling me some of these details before, but thinking about it now and now with the draconic, it doesn't make much sense.
Actually, I wonder if we could test this. Is there a target prize? Is there a target arena somewhere? I could try throwing this dagger at a target.
Goldfree takes a few steps back. Throw it at me. I can take it.
Okay. It's like in demigods. Just I don't want to accidentally hit anybody. I'm not necessarily the greatest of shots.
He made sure to stand a good like 15 feet away from you, but is like ready.
Okay, I'll take the dagger and I'll try to throw it at him.
Everyone like in the throne area is like leaning in. Go ahead and roll the hit.
Okay, hold on. Where's
Natural 20. Natural 20.
my? Hold on. I think that's it. Slash R.
This is the story how we assassinated our patron.
It's a 14 to hit. Actually, wait. No, because that would also be dexterity, I think.
Yep.
Because it's throwing the dagger. So I think what's my
Plus
dex?
proficiency.
Plus proficiency. Is it
Well-
plus proficiency and dex, or just plus proficiency?
It'd be plus both because the
Okay.
damage is with just plus stats.
Okay, so that would be 3 plus what's my dex is a +2, so that would be +5, so that would be a 19 to hit.
All right. So you throw it. He holds out a his arm and pulls on a little bit of it to essentially like open up a small spot in the scales to essentially like let it become a hit and takes the damage. Go ahead and roll 1d4 plus stats.
Okay. 1d4. Oh, wait, hold on, I gotta do the roll. So it would be R, slash R, 1d4, plus.
That's a 2, I believe you said.
Yeah. Well, would I write that as. Do I put a space and then
No
plus
space.
2? Or. Okay, no space. Okay.
There you go. So 5 damage. So it sinks in, and then the dagger does blink back to you in that same manner, like with you poised and ready to throw it. Wait, I think I blinked.
What?
When did? Like,
What?
there's just murmurings going on.
You see?
But he felt it, right?
Yes, and like you see like a little bit of blood dripping out from between the scales before he pushes the scales back
Whoa.
over. And essentially, like it seals, and he essentially closes up the wound by putting the hard scales back over it.
Are you feeling it, Mr. Goldfried?
Yes, that I didn't feel anything magical about that attack much, but it's strange as he's just like flexing his fingers in and out, just like clenching his hands into a fist and reopening them just to try to feel the wound. It was strange, and I was staring at you. I did not blink, and yet it was as if I had blinked.
Spooky.
That was
I'm a server.
yeah, pretty much. It is real life lad.
The lag dagger.
The lagger.
Bobby's patron weapon.
No, I got Viper now. Oh my god. Man, that you there, you so that works. How about you? You said that it was usually killing those creatures in one hit. How strong were they on compared to you?
They,
If I basically had to roll it, make it in numbered of dice, I would say
it's like on a scale of 1 to 24. Like, I don't remember how much health those guys had. It was so long ago.
It was about 20 health.
Yep.
Actually, no, it was mostly 10s. There were a couple 20s, but they were mostly 10s. So they could take a little bit of... They were resistant to so many types of damage, but
Yeah.
because of that, they were essentially insta-killed because of that overcoming their resistances in most cases. Otherwise, it
Alright.
almost mortally wounded them.
Yeah, it was like so they didn't, in terms of like if they could take abuse, they didn't have a lot of vitality per se, but they had a lot of. They seemed to be not immune, but they certainly most traditional attacks didn't seem to affect them as much as you would expect. Even whether it be a physical attack or even magic would oftentimes do much less than you would expect it to.
Such troublesome creatures. But at least we've learned that the radiant damage works on them. Considering the clerics being able to clear them out with relative ease. And yeah, he then fills in the prince and court regarding what he was informed of from you guys, as well as the clerics regarding the clearing of Harway's shadows. Not going into details on Virgil, just saying that Virgil turncoated against him and invited in the darkness into the city, and everyone perished that did not flee previously.
Mhm.
But that's also why he refers to Susie, and she's been working on the paperwork, and he also says that he stopped in at New Masara and has spoken with the magically inclined there, so they're going to be starting to work on making at least one or two more mirrors that he can link to Sorcha Scala for communication with more than just one outpost in the eastern area, and be able to like have proper communication regardless of who knows who.
Mhm.
Nice.
So that this situation of learning of the Queen's passing so much later and not being able to send warning of this army without having to appear himself in person, that can be done remotely instead in the future.
Well, it
Yes,
sounds like they're moving into the future.
Yep. And these adventurers here, they are my new team that I wish to sponsor. I've already set them up for when they come to Sorcha Scala as best I can for what I was allowed to spend out of my own damn hoard. But politics is politics. And I trust these adventurers and their judgment. Their hearts are of the best intentions. We just need to figure out what
I
should
don't
we
have
do.
a heart.
He
I
just
just
he lets his head sink down and just
That reminds me. What does the prince think about me?
they've been
Can I roll an insight on that?
on the prince, sure.
I guess on the room in general. Because
Yeah.
I'm normal. Okay. Nat 20, baby.
So for the most part, people seem to mostly be the at first, like most people, they seem to assume you were armored, but then like with oh wait, no, you didn't pull out the arm blade. Over time and just like from the general conversation, especially when you do that whole I don't have a heart thing, then people are just a little like confused, like, is he like what is he? Is he like a golem or something? They're just mostly confused, like they don't understand.
Okay. And the prince doesn't really
He is
care
just
too
like the
much?
rest of them.
Okay.
Like they're going with Goldfrey's trust because of Goldfrey's history with his mother.
Mm-hmm.
And like the fact that Goldfrey is pitching you guys so highly, but realistically, they're mostly like curious as to, well, do you lot have any ideas on how we can try to resolve this situation? I agree that we do not want to incite the attack by informing our citizens and causing panic if there are agents within our home, but
Well,
what
yeah,
can we
there
do?
definitely are in the city.
my original hope was going to be that we could figure out the magic that was in the crown and then try to replicate it in the fake enough to fool the Thieves Guild into accepting it, giving us back our friend, and then giving it to their patron and letting that happen before they catch on. But this complicates things. I wonder if maybe how old is that crown?
It's been in my family for many generations, to the point where the records are lost about it.
That's gonna be
Oh,
old.
okay.
Okay.
We do not know
Oh,
of its
boy.
origin. It's been part of my family for so long, back when we used to have elves flourish on this side of the coastline. Yeah, something to notice, you guys didn't see many full elves. Like, these are the only full elves are like in this room, and then like maybe 2 or 3 in the town outside. But you guys haven't really seen any like full-on elves in your adventures on the east.
Weird.
Like
They're
there's
usually
plenty
pretty
of
common.
not out in the east anymore. Like there's plenty of tales, and our species is recognized thanks to, and he just gestures at the ears, and our long lifespans, which has it's been the most popular aspect given how jealous some people are of elven bodies. But I digress.
I feel like having a shorter lifespan just encourages you to try to get more done in the time you have.
And that is something I wish to do with my time, is to do as much as I can, especially in my seat is for my people. I want to, against some of my council's chagrin, I believe is the word, I want to be able to go as a common person and do some work on the land and understand how my people live.
Very
Well,
noble idea.
we
Yeah.
could put a glyph on the fake crown and give it to them and set it to explode.
I don't think that would definitely not pass under scrutiny.
No.
They
Well, it
catch
doesn't
on
have
way-
to.
Well, yes, but then you're still catching on to the fact that you really think we're just going to be able to
Oh,
hand
wait
the
a minute.
crown to the guild,
I
and
know
then they're
it's
going to immediately
something-
release your friend? They're going to check that first.
True.
They know it's something magical. Do they have a way that they could
So
bring out the innate
differentiate.
magic that's in the real one?
From the way that it was described to you, it sounds like because they know of the magic that's hidden within it, it sounds like they know something more about it. The court mage takes the real one aside beside the throne and starts working on casting Identify on it while these conversations are going on.
I have an idea. I feel like it's something my character would come up with. I'm just not sure. It's you can decide whether or not I should roll to make this
Okay.
connection. But I was thinking, what if the dagger is somehow similarly, like the magic with it might be somehow similarly related with the crown? Like if there's some kind of
Because
not
it's
like
a theory,
direct connection, but a theoretical, like just
because it's a theory, you don't need to roll. You can propose the idea.
Okay. I was like, I got an idea. Just it's a theory. I don't really. It's just kind of a shot in the dark since we don't really know anything about the crown at the moment. But we've all gotten a live demonstration of this otherwise inconspicuous dagger. Could it possibly be that they might have some sort of connection? I mean, this dagger is clearly magical in some sort of way, but when you check it, it doesn't seem like it. And from what you've mentioned of the crown, when we mentioned that it apparently has magical properties, it didn't seem that anyone was aware of said fact. Is it possible? Is it worth at least maybe investigating the avenue that one might have similar properties to the other?
That does make sense as a theory. We'll definitely need to investigate it. And he looks over at the mage as she finishes the ritual the first time, and it's like, I just casted it normally, and I don't sense the magic. Give me a moment, and she's just like trying to like focus in and just try to like understand it, because Identify does tell you the history of items as well. There's a lot of history to this item, and it's a lot to go through. Give me a moment to process. Mother,
Actually,
her father.
not a bad idea, actually. I'm gonna start casting Identify on the dagger.
Mm-hmm. Now, keep in mind, you did do it before, and
But before, we were just kind of briefly just trying to figure out what is this thing. Didn't
Yep.
really
Real
focus on the history aspect of it, so
yep.
might get some sort of idea on what maybe made it.
Yep.
So, of course, now this means I'm in the middle of the throne room now, pulling out all my gizmos, gadgets, and doodads to quote unquote cast a spell.
Yep. As you're just like doing your
But I'm
investigations
doing this
and
nonchalantly. I'm not even like,
Yep.
I'm just like, be like,
Oh, yeah.
It's like, what are you doing? I'm casting Identify.
like the guards like react a little bit, but the prince just like waves them off like, dude, like read the room. There's nothing to worry about here right now.
Pulls
We
out
have
his
a dragon that
box.
is a confirmed ally with us, and he's vouching for these people. Let them do whatever the fuck they're gonna do.
And what? I think what Identify was the one that takes a minute to cast. I think.
Yeah,
Okay.
1 minute ritual cast with 10 minminutes.
I'll do the ritual cast. I'm sure
Yeah.
we'll be here for a bit.
Yep. Oh yeah. As yeah, I have a lot of the history. The origin is fuzzy to me on this. I can't really see it that well. I do.
Clicking away at this dagger.
Yeah.
It's like, we
Yeah.
can do a second opinion in
Like-
a minute.
I see its forging and the time it was first placed upon your great ancestor's head. But I don't see much. I can't see much of the world around at the time. It's because of the spell. It focuses on the item itself.
Wait a minute. Do we still have the plaque, or was that on the rock in the mountain?
I don't.
I think
I
that was on
believe
the
you
rock
guys.
mountain.
It was there, but I think you guys pried it off.
Did we?
Yes,
don't
to look at
remember.
it.
I
I
thought
don't remember if we
no,
took
Because
I
you
thought-
guys
I
did
thought we
mend
fixed
it. You guys
I
did
know.
mend it for the text,
Yeah.
but
Well, it's not in my bag, so if anyone else took it, it's on them.
I will say you guys can retroactively decide to have taken it if we did not before. I will not mind that.
Actually, I just realized something too that might be of interest. Because I don't think he's ever actually seen it in person. While I'm kind of,
Yep, doing your identify.
away. By the way, does anyone question what I'm doing? Like, does the court maid see me casting Identify?
Oh no,
Does-
like
Does
they
our
see you
way, like,
doing
what?
this, and like the guards, like I said earlier, reacted being like, "Oh no, what's he doing?" And the prince just is like, "Dude, we got a fucking ancient dragon vouching for
Yeah.
these guys.
Well, I'm just
They've
thinking of
warned us of a
perspective of, like-
danger that is inbound, and the dragon has confirmed on.
Well, I'm
Let
just
them do
thinking
whatever the
of it-
fuck they're gonna do. They're not gonna be able to pull shit anyways.
Well, I'm
If
just
it's an
thinking of it from-
assassination, it's a bold one.
Well, I'm just thinking, like the court mage just cast Identify on the crown. She turns around and she sees me on the ground, doing whatever the fuck I'm doing. It's like, oh, I'm casting Identify. You're what?
Yeah, she's been focusing like she's been a little zoned out, just trying to go through the information on the crown itself. There is a
But,
blank spot in the history of the crown after the second king. It goes fuzzy for a while as it just seems. No, it's not just left alone. I can't see it. Something is blocking it.
Some
It
kind of
doesn't make
Dark Ages.
sense. Yeah, that's a way to put it, I guess. But this was. I think this was around the time of 4,000 years ago?
Dun dun dun.
Oh, what was happening in the kingdom 4,000 years ago?
Our records don't track back that accurately. We have maybe the last 2,000. We have a little bit of my grandfather's legacy, but beyond his, not much. That was about 3,000 or so, at best. No, under that, because, yeah, it'd only be about, 2,500 at best, in terms of, the records. Otherwise, this building would be littered with records. It's good to have some history, but when you're out here on the edge and the reason this place is a fort is it had been attacked before, and before the Tritons came to our aid, we had to deal with seafaring vessels and various attacks from orc raids and such, but not like the scale of what has been happened before, and it's why we still stand. But our records, beasts of war tend to use fire as a weapon, and occasionally would reach records, unfortunately.
Hmm.
That's
They're
the best
burned.
as we can understand it.
Well, shit.
And we've mostly been a quiet farming village for centuries. Not much history to be had aside from people working the land and I hope enjoying their lives.
Alternatively, I don't suppose you have anybody here that knows a good teleportation spell.
Looks to the mage. I've got a little bit of that stuff. We don't do it too much. It's mostly as a last resort in case an invasion were to happen. We've got some records of that type of stuff. Why do you ask?
Well, I was thinking maybe we set up an ambush
But whom?
for the people we're giving the crown to. Or supposed to give it to.
Won't that still set off the invasion?
Well,
Not if
no, because we'd be going
Not if
back
they
to
can't
the
signal
Sultans
them.
for that, and the Sultans would have to be able to. Oh, sorry, I cut you off.
Well, what if
No,
they
no,
don't? What
you're
if the benefactor
contributing.
doesn't hear from the sultans?
Well,
Time
yes,
limit expires, and then
that's a good point.
Here's a note.
Now,
When the Sultan was telling you guys about the mission, he said that the client would be checking the crown before he lets Vetter go.
Yep.
/ you guys go.
True.
That's true. I would bring that up then.
And he
Yeah.
said it would take about an hour.
Okay.
Oh my.
Well, then I'm bringing that up. So, actually, yeah. So I'll just. I'm still actually. Is my identify done casting yet, or am I still in the midst of that?
Yeah, I'll say
it's 11.
about this time then, because she's gone through that information. You would be finishing with this. In your mind's eye, as you see, you essentially are going through the history of it. Of it's essentially just right around on your person, and then going back to where you picked it up. And then the moment your hand lets go of it and rewinds from essentially the first time that you grabbed it, it starts to go fuzzy, but you see it essentially going up, and then it joins a bunch of other similar ones, and all you hear is just rushing wind around you, and that's the most you get of it.
Oh
This
my.
isn't helpful.
Yep.
Ugh.
After Orin is done with that, can I tap on the shoulder?
I mean,
Tap,
yeah. Right here.
I'm trying to think about how to word this. You said that, or they said that the identify spell could also be used to track history,
Yeah, that's what I was just trying to do with this.
and I hold out the plaque that we mended.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. Well, I guess we're back at it. I'm gonna need a table for this.
I'm not saying now, but
Hold
do
on.
you think it could work with this?
Yes, but who knows? Maybe it's relevant. Because Bobby, I forget, Bobby, did we see a thing with that plaque of how long ago that was supposed to theoretically be, or did
No
we not?
dates were on it. It was just the inscription of the saying, which reads in giant. Give me a moment to find where I posted that.
Ooh.
In
Wait,
my
where is
thing.
this giant writing?
On this big plaque that Rusty's holding in front of
Sorry,
me.
not giant, dwarven. Sorry.
Ah, son of a bitch.
Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry. I
You got 'em all
misremembered.
excited.
I got
Wait a minute,
excited.
Don't I speak Dwarven?
Yes, that's how you guys were able to piece it.
Oh
piece it
yeah,
together.
that's right.
Rusty,
No, I don't. I speak Elvish and Gnomish.
Does Rusty speak Dwarvish?
Does Rusty? Yes, I speak Dwarven.
Why do I speak a nearly dead language?
Because
Where
you're
the
nearly
fuck-
dead.
Oh, that's right, because I was never told it was a nearly dead language.
I have
What language is this?
Elvish and
Dwarven?
Draconic.
Wait, what was it again? There was a bunch of people talking at once.
The language on the plaque is Dwarvish.
Yeah, but what was the dead language that you
Oh,
had?
Bobby,
I was joking about Elvish because Bobby said that
it's
there
in
aren't
group
a lot of
notes.
peoples around
Oh, it's in
here.
group notes.
Oh,
Okay, I was looking
okay.
at
Yeah,
your
it
personal
says-
ones.
So
no, I think we moved it. It says
I
here,
know that when I named the
Miley
character.
stands
Yeah.
for Vista Fallen.
There it is. A grand lad of honor with a gleaming heart of honor that radiates his compassion, proving that despite our little differences between our kinds, we dwarves can find allies in the large folk. There will always be guardians of life when it needs help fighting back those who wish to take away Vita's gift to us all.
So he wasn't a dwarf.
Yeah, I thought we knew that already.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay. Oh, so I want to bring up to Mr. Goldfree just sort of not possibly 100% related, but I was just like, hey, remember that? I know we showed it to you once before in one of the
Mirror sessions.
mirror sessions, but I've still got that weird void dragon eye that we told you about before.
Yes.
Like on my person. I wasn't sure if there
Oh.
was.
That wormling we fought.
Yes.
Right.
Call it a hunch, but I feel like these recent the recent attacks in that area mixed with this army and then the bizarre benefactor and the shades, I can't help but shake the feeling it might be tangentially related in some way, shape, or form.
Stares into the fourth wall camera.
Did we ever tell him what color or what the wormling was?
I don't think it mattered. I mean, what it was like? What it was?
I think you
Bronze.
did, and
Bronze.
yeah, bronze. But yeah, I believe you guys did say that at one point, and he essentially like he hand waved it away, being like, "Oh, it was probably, especially with it being a wormling, it was one of the ones that tried to defy its parent and go make a name for itself, but it chose an evil path of doing so."
Okay.
But yeah.
So he was glad that you guys put it down, because it
Yeah.
was giving a bad name to dragons.
But yeah, the only other thing I could possibly think of is if these if these like weapons that we have are somehow related in a similar way to that crown, I do know where we could get more of them for testing purposes if as long as they're still there, but we would have to go all the way back to
Thalia.
Maybe after when this is over.
Yeah, that would take about a week.
not if we use the big dragon.
Yeah. Yep. Ah, no, I didn't want to zoom out to 5%.
Right, man.
Anyways, but yeah, looking in at the crown, it's like this crown has basically been here in this kingdom for thousands of years, aside from that dark time where it gets fuzzy, and I can't see what happens, so it's likely that around that time is when whatever hidden magics were cast into it, because it doesn't seem like any other time applied to it.
Oh, did Gopher give me back my sword?
Yeah, he ended up.
Okay.
I don't know.
Is there any like during a coronation ceremony, or is there any special rituals one does before the crown is put on the next heir?
It's pretty much just I have to give a speech after a couple of my council give speeches regarding my mother and her rule, and then I talk to my people about what I hope to do with my time in charge and how I wish to benefit them. There isn't much aside from the speeches and just the crowning itself.
You know, traditions aside, could you try the crown on as a test?
I don't see why not. It would. I'm not accepting the power of. Well, I mean, I basically already have. Yeah, it's pretty much just a formality at that point. And he takes the real crown and puts it on. I've seen my mother wear it for most of her days, and
I thought he was getting himself cut off there for a minute.
Yeah.
Like,
Eyes start to glaze over.
I know everything.
I have the power.
he puts it
By
on.
the power of Grayskull.
A couple of the other councils are like a little frustrated at that because it's breaking tradition, but it's like, if we don't do this test, we could all lose our kingdom to the fucking army that the dragon couldn't handle himself. The ancient gold dragon. And that shuts them up real quick.
Oh my.
Traditions aside, the people come first. As he puts a crown on.
You could always have a tradition later.
Feel any different?
No, I don't feel anything. Perhaps.
I mean, I could
Is
willingly.
the coronation always on the same day of the year?
No, we're doing this as a month after the passing of my mother.
Okay.
Or
Condolences, by the way.
Thank you.
You have our
She's a-
sympathies.
I would be willing to part with this dagger of mine for a bit if we could, because I just thought, what if there's maybe a similar material in the crown as this dagger? Maybe do some kind of comparison using the dagger, see if there's anything similar in the crown.
Give me 1 second. I'm trying to remember / come up with a name for a certain individual in this room.
Stefan Buscemi.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
On Buscemi.
That's the guy.
God damn it, my brain. Mr. Swamnim. And then the centaur looks up. Yes, sir? You have a good eye, and you look over a lot of the trade in the city for the more valuable gems to make sure that there are not any pawnings of fates going on. Could you come take a look at this, see how the materials are comparatively? Why, of course, sir. And he trots on over, and so, Orin, you wanted to give him the dagger to help with the comparison?
Yep.
Alright, you go and hand off the dagger, and he takes a look between the two. Well, the crown's relatively your standard affair. The various gems and... Wait. He looks in at a green gem that is the upper centermost gem on the crown. And he pulls out a couple spectacles and looks real damn close.
Did he roll natural 20 or something?
He's got some gem related skills. He's got a very fine eye for such details. And, he pulls out multiple magnifying glasses. I can see something moving inside of this one. And that gets everybody to sit up.
That's
Nani?
different.
Interesting.
Like a bug.
Movement from an inanimate object. Yep.
It's basically just swirling. Like a cauldron that's of potions being made. That must be where the source of the magic is.
So do you think casting Identify on that specific...
That's what I was about to suggest.
Quick! Everyone in the room, cast Identify. It's gonna be a group session. The court mage, the artificer, everyone!
I'm a barbarian.
Try, but I don't have
Do
enough.
it!
It's not in my
Okay,
spell list, but I'll try.
So, because this would have turned into a roll, and because you made that joke, but I like the idea.
Oh, that wasn't a joke. I was gonna straight up say it's like I am gonna say if the fucking court mage is gonna do it, I'm gonna be like I'm coming over there. I'm fucking helping
Yes,
with this shit.
please
Fuck
do.
that.
So, through your tools being able to focus things in, and her using the magic to essentially like try to dig in for the knowledge, you guys find out some details.
Eureka!
Hooray!
Oh, my.
At
Finally.
first, it acts like detect magic, where it's a bit difficult to make out the details, and you figure that that there is a heavy influence of conjuring magic, as well as divine.
What on?
And through your efforts and just trying to like feel out the energies, as well as compare notes, like at this point she sends a couple guards to go to her quarters and retrieve some of the oldest tomes that they have from her studies and compare it to such things. And give me one moment to pull up the name. Nope, wrong app. Where was it? It takes about an hour, actually, through just trying to keep things focused in and maintain the details, as this innate magic is so well hidden behind a few other layers that disguise its presence. But you eventually figure out that it is essentially the plane shift spell, but heavily modified. Like, the closest determination that you can come up to is plane shift, but
Are
from
you
what
telling
you guys
me that thing
can
is
determine,
controlling the shifting planes?
from what you guys can determine, this crown can open gates to other planes.
Oh my.
What?
Oh.
How did
Analyze
they-
the same process?
In that, it's so small.
Nobody should have this kind of power.
How does it even work?
So it opens gates
Magic.
to planes?
From what they can determine,
Yeah.
yes.
Is
And
it
for
a
context,
specific?
plane shift on its base level is a 7th level spell.
Yeah.
Is it a specific plane, or is it like any plane you want?
What's the modification?
The modification
bad
is
boy
it's
work?
not just the caster. It just, instead of it being just, oh hey, people that are holding hands to the caster are teleporting in, it just opens a rift to allow passage to another plane.
What
Oh boy.
on
Do.
earth?
Can you hear me now?
Actually, it's wood on material.
Yeah,
Hi, Ian.
we can hear you now.
All right. Did you hear my question?
No.
Sorry.
Is it to only one plane or multiple?
Right, that one.
I think you said it was any plane.
It's hard to determine, but it seems to be any.
Shit.
Hmm.
Do you
Shit,
think we could
indeed.
use the same process with the swords?
What do you mean?
To try to find out the details.
Yeah,
Oh,
the enhanced
yeah.
magnification.
You could try, but
I wonder if. How would we even go about replicating this? Could we replicate this?
Anyone know
do we
a
want
plane
to
shifting
replicate
spell?
this?
Well, I mean it more in the sense of like making a dumbed down version that's enough to fool some of the sultans.
Hmm.
I did say that when you guys were first in the first 10 minutes after
if they
casting,
know?
it took an hour to get the rest of the details through Identify, but in the 10 minutes, it gave you the Conjuring School, at least, but also the Divine.
So we know it's, divine conjuring. I don't know if we can replicate that. Conjuration, sure enough, but divine conjuration,
Is there any
don't
way?
look at me. I'm a mechanic.
Is there any way to imbue the fake crown with any sort of divine energy,
There
even if it's
are
not
some
specific?
spells to make an object appear magical to identify and such. I just don't remember what exactly that spell is. I just know that it's like, oh hey, you touch an object and it becomes magical, and it's an illusion-based spell that you cast, but it becomes magical, appearing as this school for a certain amount of time. I do
I
know that
have
that's an
never
option.
heard of this before. Is it in any of the books?
It should be. I do recall reading this at one point. I just don't remember the spell.
And do we know anyone who has access to it?
I am literally looking through my spell list.
I'm very certain you guys do not. I'm just trying to remember what it was. Because I think it was like at least 3rd level, but like I said, this was an idea that I had a long time ago, just from reading what that spell did, and I don't remember the details.
Yeah, I got nothing. Fabricate? No, fabricate's the one that lets you make shit. Skill empowerment? No. Yeah, I don't think it's anything I have access to. Now, is the thing on the crown, is it a gem or is
Yes.
it a similar material? So in
It
the
is
dagger,
an embedded emerald.
okay, and the dagger is not made of the same material, or
It is not.
okay,
It is a very strange material that Goldfree says is clearly something draconic, but even he was at a loss.
yeah, I was gonna say if we could try to like get some more of these, we could like try to forge it into the same thing, or at least have like a similar innate magic to it, but like bizarre magic, but
Yeah.
well, on the bright side, having a portal having the ability to create a portal that lets you just open up a rift to another plane would certainly be a great emergency evacuation tool.
Yeah, right.
Why would somebody else? I mean, there's a lot of things you could do with it, but why would they want that specifically?
Maybe there's something on one of the other
We
planes
don't
that they need.
know how much they know of it. They might not know what it does and just know of its magic and be able to.
The only thing that
get a
concerns
profit.
me, as I say, the only thing that concerns me is that part of the agreement was when we got the crown, we would bring it back, and we would be forced to stay there for an hour while they met with the benefactor, who would verify the authenticity of it, which I would assume would mean whoever is after this knows what they're looking for.
That's the concerning bit, is we don't know how much that benefactor knows. And how they know it.
Ay, ay, ay.
This is quite the conundrum.
Hey guys, welcome to one of my big plot points.
Seriously though, like, I don't know much about the other planes, so I don't know what they can do with this.
Are we gonna go plane splunking?
It sounds like a fun time.
You say that till you end up in the elemental plane of fire.
Or the Nine Hells?
But I like
They
fire.
both sound
It keeps me
very
warm
fiery.
inside.
Or the plane of water, where they're, you know,
I don't know. I mean,
I
you could, if you know you're going to go into the plane of water, you could theoretically survive in the plane of water.
yeah.
I
Is
can
there
theoretically
is
survive
this a
underwater.
random selection tool or
Yeah. If anything, the plane of air would probably be anyone's best bet, or maybe the plane of earth.
Wouldn't you be
they're all
falling?
just elements?
No, there's. Well, how much do we know about the planes?
Not
I
much.
know
If,
nothing.
if I'm gonna talk out of character, and not use this to base anything in our in-game discussion, I do believe the plane of air actually does have a large series of floating islands all around it.
Depends
Like,
on what the
all
DM
throughout.
does.
I mean, I'm just
But
going off of.
yes.
Okay, I was gonna say I'm going off of the basic structure of it.
Mhm.
So, like I said, out of character, not indicative of anything in game.
But yeah, Jake, were you asking what kind of planes they were in character or out of character?
In character.
Okay.
I mean, I don't
Uh,
know out of
alright, well,
character either, but
Yeah.
Oh, there's
Well,
a ship.
I guess that would require some kind of check from somebody that might know.
Mm.
such as
Like maybe an Arcana check, I think. Question mark
not gonna
DM.
be me.
Sorry, I'm trying to look up that spell I was talking about earlier, and I can't find it. So maybe I came up with that. Whoops. With the whole disguise thing. Sorry. And my mind just reset. Fuck.
I was asking what I would need to roll to know about, like, to like be like, well, how many, what plane elemental planes are there, and like how many are there? I was thinking like an Arcana check.
It definitely would be an Arcana check.
Could history work too?
Kind of, but not really. It would definitely be Arcana based. Especially given the way that there are the plane shifting planes in this world. Hmm.
So am I rolling Arcana or?
I'm just trying to figure out a way that would make sense for you to have.
I mean, I can roll.
If you get a good roll.
I can roll history too. They're both 7.
Yes, but I'm trying to also make some relative sense for your character to have had any sort of knowledge of this. Because, yeah, you had some time in Numasara. You would have had some books from. Go ahead and roll for Arcana.
I was gonna say, Bobby, my entire character is literally trying to replicate magic with technology. I understand magic.
Yep. Well, no, that's not my concern with it. Is just the way the planes work in this world. 22, of course you get a good roll.
You were expecting perhaps less with a +7?
Well, I mean, how far away are they from Numasara?
I drew a little bit a ways.
So they would
But-
still know that the plane shifts were there.
Yeah, I mean,
They
I was
would
gonna
have to
say,
do some research.
at the very least, there would be knowledge of, hey, here's a plane shifting planes, and it likes to shift between A, B, C, and D. So there's at least A, B, C, and D.
Yeah.
From what Goldfree had told you guys about the planes during your first meeting with him, it has shifted between a lot of planes. It's not just the elemental ones. Lately, it's been the elemental ones.
Oh, joy, the elemental plane of chaos! My favorite!
But there are
Oh.
records of it going to things non-elemental.
I didn't realize chaos
Yeah.
was an element.
Like you said, he said there's
There's been
non-elemental planes.
There's been a time to the Feywild as some other
Shadowfell.
things.
Yeah, you really don't want it to be like, again, out of character. You really don't want it to be elemental plane of chaos. Really
chaos
don't
an
want it
element?
to be Sorry, that's again, whatever. The plane of chaos,
Plane of-
whatever.
yeah.
Fuck
The plane
off.
of chaos, the plane of limbo. It depends on how good your luck is.
The plane of certain fucking death, literally, again, chaos.
I'm flipping through the DMG
Yeah.
right
Well,
now to look
would that
for
be
the
that a
more the
real
plane
model.
of
plane?
chaos or the plane of pandemonium?
I mean, the plane of chaos is literally like the fucking boiling pot of creation. Like, literally, you will probably survive all of 2 seconds there before being torn apart or exploding.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
there a plane of fun?
There's the Feywild.
I was gonna say, if you want like wholesome fun, there's technically you could theoretically wind up in Celestia, which is like
There's the Celestia.
which is like-
there's
which is like super heaven.
What else? There was something else. There was fuck. It's on the tip of my tongue.
And I just put up the page. God damn it.
Elysium. There. That's what it is.
Ah.
Yeah, there's the cinder waste, fountains of creation, plane of fire, plane of air, plane of water, plane of earth. Oh no, that's just the elemental plane one. Where's the other one?
Quick, somebody bring up the cosmology great wheel.
That's what that's called? Okay,
Essentially.
thank you, because that's where that is. God damn it, I don't want to log into Pinterest.
Let's see here.
No!
Plane of air, fire, fairy, fire, shadow,
Yeah,
water.
Elysium, Beastlands, Aurora.
Oh god,
Eastguard,
the shadow
Shadow.
fell.
Yep.
But yeah, it does say about I'm looking at the DMG here. It says
Arcadia.
planes of existence, page 43 through 69.
Oh, excuse me.
See also cosmology specific plane entries.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for, was where that is in the DMG.
Yeah, so the one about the specific entries for the different planes is between pages 43 and 69.
43. You.
In fact, it also talks about planar portals and planar travel.
Yep.
And planar categories.
Inner planes, ethereal planes.
Now,
astral
now
planes.
with extra planar.
Where's that map? Is that on page 70?
Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, the elemental chaos. Oh no, that's just the description of all the elementals.
Where the fuck's that cosmology map? Because it's not in with the rest of that shit.
Oh no, sorry. The elemental chaos is its own plane. Yeah, never wind up in the elemental chaos, kids. You'll die.
Noted.
Yeah, and then there's all the different aspects of the astral plane and all that shit.
Well, the astral plane
Anyways.
is technically the plane that holds the other planes together,
Yes.
or the space between, whichever you want to call it.
Yep. But yeah, there's a lot of shit.
All varying degrees of fun and awful.
But yeah,
Sometimes even at the same time.
Yes, that would definitely qualify as the Feywild, depending on where you are.
so anyways, getting back to the game.
Sorry, side tangent.
No worries. I was part of it. So yeah, this crown has unfathomable implications.
Now, does it open a gateway to a specific plane, a random plane?
It's hard to tell, but it seems like any plane.
Well, does the user choose, or is it, portal roulette?
They've been
Um,
struggling to get the information that you guys have gotten.
Okay.
Damn.
Check it. There aren't a lot of high tier casters in this universe.
Nope.
Well, that makes our job much more difficult.
Hence why I was so adamant earlier about her not being a archmage, but we went with the court mage detail.
So should I not post this picture of the of what is normally and not necessarily here map of the elemental planes?
Go ahead and
I
put
was
that
gonna
in
say,
group
like,
notes for
yeah,
reference.
I was
That
gonna
much
say,
you guys.
I was thinking
determine.
of it more as like more of just like a visual aid rather than like
Yeah,
here's proof
exactly.
information.
Exactly. Go ahead and just put that in like group notes or something. Because like especially between Goldfree and all the like the general knowledge just from observing the plane shifting planes, like at least the elemental planes would have been figured out a little bit more. But like
There you go, kids.
I'd even say like the plane shifting planes would be like occasionally like
Ooh.
in that picture, for example, the mud hills or the Frochtfell and such like that, like the border lines of those areas, as if they were their own realms.
Yeah,
because
well,
of the differences.
Technically speaking, they are their own realms. They're just they're just smaller in scale. Like like the swamp of Oblivion is the plane of ooze between the mud hills and the plane of water.
Yeah. But yeah. So you can kind of get
City of Brass.
City of Brass is technically part of the plane of fire, but it's and it's ruled by a bunch of really angry fire genies who are very mean.
And enjoy slavery.
A lot.
Uh-oh.
And that's in the official kind of stuff. Don't forget
part
that
of
this
their-
is a different world. I'm just using
Oh,
theirs.
yeah, that's-
theirs
Oh
as
no, I know.
stencil
When
for
I
me.
give this information, I give it in terms of like traditional D&D and not
Yes.
necessarily in terms of your reality.
Exactly. I'm just making sure everyone recognizes it as such. That's all. Thank you.
Yep.
But yeah. So, you now know how catastrophic the real one being handed over could potentially be.
Yep.
Well, shit.
What's the plan?
We can't give them that.
Doom!
It's doom either way, but like this sounds worse than the army.
And me without my double barrel shotgun.
And
Huh.
now a room full of witnesses regarding, oh shit, this is probably one of the most powerful artifacts possibly on to the east of the plane shifting plains.
Uh-oh.
Now,
Maybe in the world.
I have a bit of a ridiculous idea. I mean,
Uh-huh.
it basically constitutes why don't we just take Bikini Bottom and move it somewhere else? Um,
Okay.
So, being from a background on my island of being very close to the Feywild to the point where there's the occasional portal that connects to it, could we essentially take the citizenry of the kingdom and, you know, as a last ditch effort, evacuate them to a plane that is seen as the most safe and away from this one and away from the attacking armies?
Through all these studies, you guys haven't figured out how to activate the crown's effects.
I mean, I did ask that a few times. I was like,
Sorry.
how do we work this thing?
You figured
Right.
out what it can do, not how to activate it.
How to do it?
I mean, this is a town on the sea. Maybe we could just split it off into an island.
Literally make
Um,
it a Bikini Bottom. Is that what you're saying?
Bobby, was there
Anyone have access to a
anything
genie?
that I did that caused the weapons that other people have to do extra stuff? Like when we were in the New Masara mansion against the shadow creatures, like my moonbeam or the sunlight.
Nope.
Okay.
What if it's tied to the bloodline or some shit? Like, only the descendants of royal blood
we
could
just
use the crown's
Well, we
magic.
just put it on the prince's head and it didn't do anything.
Yeah, but he didn't know what to do.
True. Can you try putting it on again if it's
Or
not
maybe
still
you
on his
need
head?
literal
And
blood.
can you just think really hard about making a portal to another plane of existence? Preferably one of the safer ones.
Are you sure you want to just casually experiment with this here in the middle of the royal court?
I mean, we could find a safer, out-of-the-way place away from prying eyes and whatnot. I mean, if that's your thing.
You guys have like a rec room or something?
You know, a place where you experiment with all your ancient artifacts of omnipresent power.
Ah, yes, because I'm sure all royalty have that just casually stowed away. Actually,
Now that you mention it,
What plane would I even want to try to open to? Everything has its threats. That's why there was that mysteriously protected path through the plains, the plane shifting planes. Even then, like guards had to be sent up with those caravans to ward off the creatures that would come across the path on the plane.
Excuse me. Well, couldn't you think about opening a portal to that plane where you have outposts already situated?
we don't even know where this is gonna throw anything. Like, it could. I mean, that's what I'm saying. We gotta be careful with this.
We don't have any outposts. And Goldfree even light speeds up. You're like, yeah, no, I came through the path. Essentially, it's essentially just a corridor that's like he could. Thankfully, it was the plane of water. So if it was still the plane of Earth, he would have had to either crawl or be in a smaller form and go through the tunnel. But like because it would be in the plane of water, he was able to just like swim in and out of it.
So the
And,
path
like,
could be
and use the
any
path for
number
fresh
of
air.
planes?
Like
And the only
the plane shifting planes shift every season, and there's the one thing that's consistent about them beyond shifting every season is that there is a like cobblestone path that just exists through that one area between Sorchestala and New Masara.
Huh.
the only like feasibly quote unquote safe plane would be the Feywild. It's not
Ooh,
necessarily safe.
Is it safer than the armies of Mordor?
It is. It's actually quite nice in most places.
I heard they got benefits too.
Are we gonna be able to convince all these people to go in though?
Well, we could try opening it up first and
I-
see
Taking a
what's
look
on
for
the
ourselves.
other side before we put an entire city population through the door.
I mean, have we even decided?
What have
I'll
I
go
done
in.
allowing you guys to figure this out? What have I done?
You've done what every good DM needs to do.
Can we move the horse race inside the Feywilds?
Oh my god, that would be amazing.
I feel like that would cause problems with the local Fae.
They can race
It
too.
depends. Some might get a kick out of it, some might pissed off. It really is
What
finicky.
language
Political.
did the Fae speak?
Sylvan.
Has anyone studied with that program?
I do.
Perfect.
Well, I
Alright, we
think
should
they
go in.
speak Sylvan, but I have heard that they can speak Common as well.
Oh,
But
good.
even though I've studied the language, I don't think I've actually met someone from there yet.
Your people have?
Yeah, my people have, but I don't think I have personally. Because I
Yeah,
imagine it's a fairly
we'll say
rare
that.
occurrence.
Yeah, we'll say that that's while they pass by, they don't usually stop in much.
Yeah, I mean, enough to historical culture purposes, we know they're there and relatively what they do,
Yeah.
given the bridge between.
Just quick timeout. I just want to point out it is 5 o'clock.
Oh yeah,
Just,
it's been 3 hours. Fuck.
just in terms for Ian, I
So-
don't know if he needs to go right now or what. Or...
So with that, because you guys have gotten a fucking important bit of information that you shouldn't have, I think we should probably call the session there so you guys can have time to figure out what the heck you want to do, so I can figure out what the heck are they gonna do and how can I do something to get ready for what the heck they're gonna do.
Yep.
Oh, you mean the entire plot line that you thought was going to happen? You completely going to throw out the window?
Again?
What we're here
Yep.
for.